How do we
Like that?
switch the countdown music back? How do we do that?
We can make it ourselves, honestly. We
I
could.
like
We
I like
could.
the last one. The last one was better. The last one was better.
There's a lot of goofies for the check.
I mean, oh,
Hmm.
what up, Pam? What up, Zang Beto? What up, Raptor Clock? Raptor Cloak, my bad.
Good evening, Darius, Marcus, and Chill. I'm looking forward to Sinners. Its press release is in full effect.
I'm not mad at Sinners. I do think there's a lot of pro Coogler press right now. People saying wild shit. But in terms of this movie, I just want to know what it's about. I just want to get a solid grip on what it is, because now it's feeling like horror MCU type from the latest, Tales of Cinemacon. We'll talk about it.
Andre Ware, what's up? Just chilling.
What up, Andre Ware?
1991 Ant-Man.
What up?
Tell me, Marcus, since the last time we saw you, how's your life changed?
I became a full-time 6U flag football coach, a head coach. So basically, I'm a kid's John Madden. I'm at least Zach Taylor. Like, you know what I mean? At least I'm at least Zach Taylor.
That's where I'm Zach at. Taylor.
The Bengals head coach.
Okay. Ryan Coogler is on a tour looking like Scotty from The Whispers. I saw Ryan Coogler on the couch with Jimmy Fallon. That was impressive.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, he's getting a very good push from Warner Brothers right now. Very good placement. I saw who was that? Was it a Variety article where they said he's shaping culture? I said, oh my God, somebody pressed the button on Ryan Coogler. I said, my goodness, where is this talk coming from? But no, it's in full effect. The press run is on.
And we're still 2 weeks out. Do you remember when Jonathan Majors had his movie Magazine Dreams, and we're like, where's the press? And maybe 2 days before it released, he's on the couch with Sherry Shepherd, and he started doing more of the bigger media. The Stephen A. Smith interview he had. They're not waiting here for Sinners, and maybe that's just a WB thing. That's the difference between the independents versus the studios. The move for Sinners right now is a heavy play. I just saw on my Twitter page, and I'll share it in a second, something they complimented dude about. It's coming. Wasn't prepared. I was from Variety. Talking about IMAX here.
I'm especially excited because this is the only IMAX film this year that was made with IMAX film cameras. And the last one was Oppenheimer, and the next one is Odyssey. So Ryan is clearly in very good company.
See that? They're comparing him to freaking Christopher Nolan now.
Christopher Nolan. Fam, that's making my brain hurt because what? But it's very positive for the genre. It's very positive for Coogler and his trajectory, man, because like I said, somebody went and, yeah, buddy, it's okay. You can go ahead. Now, we can only hope that this shit takes off to the point where it becomes a conflict with Black Panther, and maybe there can be a happy, amicable divorce, and we can just kind of shoot him on the Sinners, because he seems like like you said, it is in full effect, man. They are pressing it. I'm seeing his name a lot. And intrigue for the movie has shot up. What up, Darius? Hey, nice of you to join us, buddy. What's that? You got some pulp? What's it?
I said, do I have some what?
Y'all got a pulp in Oklahoma? The smoothie place?
I don't know what that is.
Oh man, y'all missing out.
Nope, that's just Cane's.
Sure. Oh, okay. Yeah, everybody got Cane's.
Yeah, Marcus, he was just busy looking for which hat to wear before he came on stream.
No, I clean. Sorry, have to clean that building every day.
All right, let's leave his hat alone. We don't want to go back to last week.
I'm doing it every week now.
Knowing
it triggers him.
Leave his hat alone.
Oh, okay, we can do that. That's fine.
No,
what's your government name?
We don't got to do that. No.
What's your information? How tall are you?
Why keep going to the height though? The height? Like there's more.
You brought it up. You brought the height up, so I just bring it up.
Is that his real voice? I'm assuming you mean Ryan Coogler, right? Yeah, that's how he talks. I'm used to it.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. Yup.
I got some comments under my video when I was chatting about Ryan Coogler. And that became news right after we ended our stream. You covered it, Marcus, on your channel with Tina on Sunday, and actually your video went out earlier today. I covered it also, but the Aquarius right here, Darius, did not.
No.
So what did you think when you heard Ryan Coogler joke? Maybe I should pull up the clip just for our viewers who haven't seen it yet. Stick with me, peeps. I'm gonna go to, I think She Dreads Me, she had it clipped up, so we're gonna just jump straight to her Twitter account. Y'all can talk amongst yourselves.
I really didn't have a big thought on it. I thought I did when I initially put out that tweet about it, but I don't. There's still nothing to really go off of. Yeah, go ahead and play what he said.
Here it is.
I would have thrown my head in for T'Challa. You know, I would have thrown my head in. I just throw
Hold on, man. Hold on. What you doing?
Hey,
Oh.
man, I would have thrown my head in the
Hey, man, we can talk about it, man. Hey. How you gonna take Mastino? Can I get my role first and Creed?
Okay. Yeah, all this Hodge. All this Hodge.
Oh, I was hard. Oh, yeah.
I mean, they had him already in the uniform. I was like, okay, yeah, he could definitely pass for T'Challa.
Yeah.
He could.
Yeah. No, all the big shots out to Aldis, man. He incredible. You know, he make watches too, bro.
Does he?
But like straight up knows how to make watches, bro. Right.
Wow.
Like a genius, bro. You know,
Black Panther 3. How long we gotta wait?
not long. Yeah, not long.
I mean, there's been a lot of rumors circulating that Denzel gonna be in it.
Yep.
I don't know. That's what the word in the street.
Yeah. I've been dying to work with Denzel, man, and I'm hoping we can make that happen. But I got every intention on working with him in that movie, and he, as long as he's interested, man, it's gonna happen.
Wow.
But you know, he a living legend, man, and
He is.
and a great mentor for so many of us. You know.
I think it happens with Denzel. But more importantly, go ahead, Darius, take it away, bro. I want to play T'Challa. Throw your hat in, Unk. What a joke. This is so much fun. T'Challa, yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I really don't. I thought I had a thought on it or initially when I made that tweet, but I don't. It's still more of the same. Just to me, I mean, others might have perceived it differently. To me, it's still, you know, I'm not. Okay, yeah, I see that stuff. I saw the Aldous Hodge thing, or I've seen the conversation, so I'm aware of the hashtag. I understand he doesn't have social media, so he's probably not, you know, keyed in on that. But I'm sure people have whispered things to him or whatever, so he knows, and that just to me further pushed like, yeah, you know, he makes watches. Like we're talking how we went from, you know, Aldous Hodge to he makes watches. He's ducking and dodging and pivoting the conversation. It just to me again speaks to no T'Challa, at least not the way that we want him. Let's put it that way.
So the first thing that stood out to me, and I said to Tina, was imagine my surprise when somebody uttered the words T'Challa and didn't put it right next to Chadwick Boseman. This man didn't buckle over and cry.
No.
He didn't hit the floor. He didn't say, "Well, hold on, bro. Hold on, bro. All due respect, all due respect. T'Challa is Chadwick, bro. T'Challa is Chadwick."
Truth.
I didn't hear none of that.
No, he didn't say, "No, slow down, Shannon Sharp," because this character and that actor are one and the same.
Yeah,
Make a difference.
Yeah. No. With all due respect, we're moving on from T'Challa. I didn't see this man hit the floor. So that's number one. The just the mere fact that someone is suggesting that you recast T'Challa on a platform to your face didn't offend you. So that should let us know where we're at, right? Like we're welcome. Cool. Good. Just want to know the ground that we're on. Secondly, Shannon Sharp did not say, "Hey, I want to throw my hat in to play Toussaint." He didn't say, "Hey, I want to throw my hat in to be a variant of a Black Panther to play Grandpa Panther. I want to be T'Challa." He didn't even say Black Panther. He said, "I want to throw my hat in to play T'Challa." Right? I think that goes a little bit towards the notion that only us comic book fans have this tie to T'Challa. As much as, we have a tie to the canonical history, right? As comic book readers, obviously. But even still, the most powerful representation, the most profitable presentation of a Black Panther property was still Black Panther 1. It is. It won't be Eyes of Wakanda. It won't be Black Panther 3. It wasn't Wakanda Forever, right? It is the $1.3 billion solo whopper that came in 2018.
Whopper.
And the people remember who was in that film. Who obviously, with the cause of Killmonger and Michael B. Jordan's success since that film, have carried him through. I think it's a character that unfortunately stands right there with T'Challa. But ain't nobody saying, hey, let me play the next Killmonger. No, they want to be the hero in the only Black franchise that seems like they get any type of attention at Disney. And through that vehicle, they realize where the main seat is, who's the captain's seat. I need that to continue to be reinforced by all of the media that this man sees. If Shannon Sharp is saying it, oh, he's in for a long season. He in for a long press run here for Sinners. And it would be positive because I think the movie's getting a lot of positive buzz.
I'm positive on it.
But I do think that question is going to continue to pop up, right? Unwittingly, unwillingly,
Yes.
it could start to set an expectation. So how does he handle it? Does he come right out and be like, no, we're not going to do this? Does he use one of these cons this year, next year to be like, nah, this is the way we're going, to kind of tease it out there to get ahead of it? Or does he, blue ball people all the way up until the movie, which I think would be a horrendous mistake, especially if you don't plan on recasting them.
Today there was a quote. Kevin Feige says Avengers Doomsday will focus on the Avengers, Wakandans, Fantastic Four, Thunderbolts, original X-Men. And to that I say, I want the Wakandan, not Wakandans.
Yeah, man, I don't know what that means.
I don't know either, but I think he did it for inclusion's sake.
We know what that means. No, it's not an inclusion sake. We know what that means. We know what it means.
The line preceding it from reports was like, we have a diverse cast. And then he started naming those things off. I think that's what he thinks diversity is. All right, good luck with that. Now, to Brian Fisher here, recast T'Challa, the big hashtag capital letters.
Yes, sir.
Says, Ryan Coogler. No, Sinners. I'm going to support him in doing all of these other franchises. And I think like Marcus was joking earlier, the more successful he is, the more with an original IP, the more reason there's for him to do a sequel to Sinners where he gets to keep more of the revenue, launch his own franchise and gets to keep all that revenue.
There's talk of 2 post-credit scenes for this movie. So obviously there is a future tilt or a forward type of idea of where he wants to go with this movie.
Okay.
Again, the way that we're going with Black Panther, there's no relighting that match, man. There's only one way to go. They don't want to go that way. So it's going to go the way it goes. Sinners, on the other hand, fresh new concept. It's not beholden to any lore or any canon. He can do what he wants. It's horror. So nobody's going to pay attention too much when all the Black people die. That's how it's supposed to happen. It's just, I think this is a much more comfortable lane for Ryan Coogler, for sure.
Now on to Brian Fisher's super chat. By the way, super chat today.
You end up being so tired. I make my money, man, without the coca. Living la vida without the loca.
In his super chat, Brian Fisher now says, and thank you for the $2, Coogler has zero interest in T'Challa. F him, he explains.
Yikes. Well,
yeah, I'll be watching Sinners. I was interested in Sinners when it was announced. I was interested in Sinners with the trailer. I might have my issues with Coogler when it comes to his decisions with the Black Panther franchise. But outside of that, I like Creed, Fruitvale Station. I mean, he's done other things that I've enjoyed. So I can't really say that I really dislike Ryan Coogler. I dislike his decisions with T'Challa. So I'll be checking Sinners out, and like Marcus said, it's rumored to have 2 post-credit scenes, so there's a future, a thought about future at least. I don't know if he's talked that out with the studio, or I'm sure he has, in order for him to do the post-credit scenes. Like, hey, if this is successful, we want to push this on, do this in the future, blah blah blah. I think it is going to be successful. The buzz around the film, opposed to the first trailer, what just came out to why everybody's talking about it now? What just happened? The red carpet event, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think they presented at Cinemacon.
Okay, it's got a lot of buzz. I've seen it a lot on my timeline, and I know that Twitter kind of caters to, you know, what it thinks I want to see on my timeline. But I've seen it. Yeah, I think I've seen it a lot, and I haven't been putting shit out there about Sinners. So I think that
it's Ryan. Ryan has been on a really big press run. He did the Nightcap. He did Fallon. He did a write up with Variety where they were telling him he was a culture setter and all this other shit. Look, I don't dislike the man as a talent. I think he does have a beautiful eye. Most of everything I've seen from this man, from Fruitvale all the way up to Wakanda Forever, has looked great. I just think that, like, sort of with athletes, like if you were in high school athlete with a killer jumper and you 3 years into the league and that's still all you have, like, you know, you're a good player. Obviously, you made it to the dance with that jump shot, but you know, you'd like to see him add something to the game at some point. Now, Sinners is an opportunity. It's a pivot. It's not something, it's not an adaptation. So he's kind of freed up in that way. I think the thing that is going to be a little bit cumbersome for him is the dollar, the money of it all, right? Yeah, horror is a better lane for Ryan in terms of storytelling. Don't have to be so tight on script, but the expectations for returns are not as high, and they spend a lot of money on Sinners, spend a lot of money on the cast, spend a lot of money on production. He's gotta this thing has got to punch Get Out in the face. It's gotta hit what probably around 300 million, close to it, and that's big time for a horror film. So we'll see how it goes. He does got a lot of positive press reading into it. If it's a good time, I think he could make some money there. Does it get to 300 million? I don't know, but enough to warrant probably a sequel.
It comes out when?
18th.
This month. Mm-hmm. I think, and you know, also with this, these coming months, starting with this month, being, I just feel like a very big movie summer, a very big movie year. There's a lot of shit coming out from now till the end of the year. There's gonna be a lot of people just going to the movies in general. And if the buzz on this is really picking up steam and things like that, I think it could be a very good look for him. And Michael B. Jordan. And you got Haley Steinfeld in there too. You know, she's liked. So, yeah, could be interesting. Now, again, back to the whole
accent. People are going to ming the hell out of that accent. Boy, just wait on it. Let her get the rolling with that Louisiana accent. It's going to be hilarious. But yeah. But the rest of it seems cool. I like the rest of the cast. I like the I like the premise. Like we're going down south, full of recognizable faces in the cast. We're doing vampire stuff. It's probably some spirit stuff. As long as it is a solid concept that like holds together. I don't want to be scratching my head trying to figure out the shit, trying to figure out what the hell's going on. Again, we've seen the man kind of get loosey-goosey with the script on the Black Panther side. Less so on Creed, but that story is a little bit more linear. It's kind of harder to mess up.
Loosey is a good word, because when you tell me Coogler has zero interest in T'Challa, loosey with T'Challa. They think in his brain like he was asked, "Who's your favorite character?" You would said it was T'Challa #1, but in his brain, a valid substitute for T'Challa is Tucson. All we gotta do is make him older. He'll act just like T'Challa. He'll live in Mary Storm. That's T'Challa. So that's like the next thing to T'Challa. Is correcting the mental fixation that T'Challa is a main Bond character, at least from another universe, and is T'Challa's son. Then is T'Challa enough? They need to fix that. They need to think long term about launching a character to be on the same status as Superman, and he's black.
Are you coming through the mic on your shirt, or are you coming through the mic? It's kind of like
Thanks.
Yep. I heard most of what you said though. I think, yeah, he does think that, and I don't know what else to say. If somebody doesn't tell him or move him off of that spot, I'll call my shot from here. It's gonna stink, and then that'll be his last Black Panther movie. He'll probably move on to Sinners, in which that may be the plan as it is now. And then they'll be able to spin it as, okay, well, that was his trilogy. We'll restart the trilogy in the new post Secret Wars world or whatever they suppose they do. But the one thing that is not in the cards, guarantee it, book it. It's the winning lottery numbers. Put it in your wallet and cash it in on the right day. It's not going to succeed. No Toussaint, no Grandpa Panther, no Uncle Panther, Auntie Panther, Cousin Panther twice removed. None of that shit's going to work. It's not going to hit. We didn't show up with Shuri, and we already know her.
I was thinking about
not we, they.
I was thinking about the casual fans once again this week when Ryan said what he said, the joking about yeah, Aldous Hodge makes watches, deflecting from the question and all that kind of stuff. I started thinking just about the casual fans and just how some of these YouTubers, like I'm again using Josh over at the Dinner Nerds, Josh, when he says, okay, we're, as long as it's a male Black Panther, we're good on that, chat, right? We're all good on that. And, his chat then chimes in and things like that. Then I'm thinking about some of the things I saw on some of these Instagram posts that are sharing pictures of T'Challa and things like that. What if, and this led me to think this, what if Doomsday Secret Wars is the test? They do the kid aged up. And what if the audience really eats that shit up? And if they're okay with it, I don't see why they don't keep that narrative in BP3.
So, a couple things with that. Number one, you would be greenlighting the Russos to cast Ryan Coogler's character before him. Which,
hold on. Let me clarify. I'm sorry. Let me clarify. I'm sorry. A variant of the child aged up, but then you still get your whatever child they're going to use in their deal. Okay. It's just
here's the thing. There's one positive thing. Well, it's not really positive, but I guess one pleasant bystander or byproduct of Trump being back in office is that people have been like openly saying retarded. That's retarded. Okay. If you're going to go to another universe to find a variant, right? So completely different place, right? Completely different universe to find a variant. Then you're going to make it an aged up version of a derivative character. So then why not just go find alternate version Shuri? Why not go find alternate version T'Chaka? Why not go find alternate version Bashanga? Why are we going to find Toussaint? We have no clue what Toussaint's going to be in the future. Not a single clue. No one knows. We know what all these historic Panthers are, so why wouldn't we get any of them if we're just playing hot potato with the role?
Or T'Challa.
Or T'Challa, which it should be, but we know what we're doing with that. So again, to me, it's either we're going a variant of T'Challa, or they're just going to age up the child in this universe. They're going to do a time jump in some way. Maybe Battle World is so many years in the future. But what's not in the cards? It can't be. You brought the Russos back to go find a derivative character variant, an aged up derivative character who turned light skin is Aaron Pierre. That's what we come on, man. Too much money. Somebody in the room has to be like, wait, hold on. You're doing what now?
Oh, you have to explain this to them though. Maybe hopefully one of them are watching. Hey, Darius Source, if you're watching, report this to Feige. You see, melanin is something that you get from based off of your relationship with the sun and your lineage. Wakanda, which sits on the equator, has not had any interference or other people with lighter skin mix in, means that land will only have dark-skinned people, very dark, like 90% melanin levels. That's the equation. That's like math. It just doesn't work for Aaron Pierre to be a Wakandan citizen.
Chill. You didn't even have to go that deep, because the kid that they saw in Wakanda Forever is like me. And then Aaron Pierre is closer to your complexion. So how did that happen over
Because
the 30 years of his
because
life?
they don't care. They don't care. Like they told old girl that played shit. Thanos is one of why am I forgetting this?
Proxima Midnight.
Oh,
Proxima.
about,
Like they told her,
yeah.
be grateful you're even in a Marvel
you're
movie.
even in here.
No, they're just like, hey, be grateful that we're even putting a little thought into this little recast shit. Be grateful that you're getting the male Black Panther.
But
we didn't have to.
They hear Marcus complaining. They say, "Oh, so what? Now he's not black enough? You're being racist."
No, it's not that he's not black enough.
Yes,
he's a different person. He can't. That person cannot be that little kid grown up.
He took the pumpkin spice shaped herb.
It just doesn't make sense. Would Caleb, who's the Caleb McLaughlin from Stranger Things, black kid, could he grow up and be Terrence Howard?
Yeah, it's the McLaughlin. That's the Irish half.
Could McLaughlin grow up and be Terrence Howard?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you think hard enough.
Pam said he might have vitiligo.
Shut up, Sam. It's like Bronny James growing up and being Juicy Smouye. How is this going to happen?
Explanation that explains it.
Yeah, okay.
They're gonna be like, he's a variant. Not all variants look alike. That's what they're gonna say.
It's gonna go over well. But again, you're going through the multiverse. You're gonna go through the multiverse to find the C-list character in Doomsday. And that's what's supposed on top of all the other C-listers that are already in the movie.
I'm telling you, it's gonna
How
be.
much space do we have for the B Squad?
It's gonna be like I said. They're gonna have him come because T'Challa, just like in the comics, is dead in every universe. My theory. They're gonna have him come in, and he's gonna be like,
"Wait, what now?
Isn't he about to die in the comics? Is he not about to die in the comics?
Come on, man! Don't put that phone. It's a one shot from
No. I'm saying my theory is, even in the MCU, and since the comics and the MCU are now buddy and translating one another, that furthers my theory of him being dead. Not in every comic universe, maybe, I don't know, but definitely every MCU universe. My theory. That's just my theory. I think he's dead in every universe.
Okay.
So if the kid comes in from that universe, they can use that. Oh, my Baba's dead too, and I lost him too, and they can connect on that. And you're gonna grow up to be king, and don't worry, it all works out.
And make
I'm telling you,
make the multiversal history of Black Panther's dead fathers. Oh, my goodness, that's shaping the culture for your ass right there, boy. That is shaping the culture for your ass.
They're gonna call him the anchor.
He got sick in every universe.
They're gonna tell you about how special he is. He's the anchor being, and that's why his death was so necessary.
No, we already did. Oh, you know what? Now, because I thought they was gonna use Spider-Man for that, but then now they're saying there's gonna be 2 Spider-Man movies, and he's not gonna be in Doomsday. So maybe that's.
I don't believe that shit.
His chair isn't there because he's busy on Odyssey.
He's gotta be in Doomsday.
Yeah, he's filming with Christopher Nolan.
He's also he's going to be shooting Spider-Man 4 next year, and now all of a sudden we just learned about Another Day. So
why would he be unmasked when his identity?
Listen,
but he's going to be unmasked. No, he's in a lot of those scenes in a CGI suit. He's not.
But also, he still could be on set because remember, Zendaya and this brother both said they are retiring. Do you know what her film schedule is for the upcoming? She's probably really retiring. She's gonna make a shit ton off what she's about to do and what he's about to do. So he's probably thinking, we're gonna retire. We're gonna have our kids and sail off into the sunset. So to him, it probably doesn't really matter.
Retiring. One more day. My bad. Not another day. One more day.
Brand new day.
Brand new day. One more day is the comic book run, right?
Yeah, but there's two. They're both comics. Brand new day and one more day.
Another day. What the hell were we talking about? He just threw me off.
I don't know, but one of them days is on Netflix. I should probably mention that before I forget.
God damn it! You took us further away from the point. What was we talking about, Darius?
Who knows? But we got super chat, so let's just
there you go.
Redirect to that.
You were okay. Go ahead. I'll tell him after that.
No, before we forget, you should say it, Darius.
You were talking about the kid, and if they do have the him dead, if T'Challa is dead in every universe, you said it was like the real culture.
Oh,
damn, maybe I don't. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So I thought they were. Who was it that they were trying to make the anchor being? It was either Spider-Man or Scarlet Witch.
Was going to be Spider-Man.
So Spider-Man, if he's not in Doomsday, That does free up a spot for somebody else to be the quote unquote anchor being. It could be T'Challa's death is the thing that caused the multiversal collapse.
That's how they put respect on it. See?
Oh boy, I'm gonna stay and watch Doomsday out of curiosity, but when I tell you I would be verbally loud as fuck in there if they said that shit, T'Challa's death is what is causing incursions. I'd be like, what the fuck?
And then to come out of that though, with a brand new mesh together universe and still not have one?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, okay. I don't know what kind of weirdness. Well, it's not weird. We know what's going on. But they can do that if they want to, y'all. Like, I can't tell you not to ram your face into a brick wall. Let's just sit back and watch and see what happens. Let's see how long it takes them to go asleep.
Free advice, free feedback. It's been going on for more than a few years, and you can ignore it. Or
like that sounds stupid. On top of having to watch the damn survivors of the Thunderbolts, whoever's still around, on top of having to get introduced to the Young Avengers, even though we don't have an Avengers team established at all, on top of having to see She-Hulk again, God bless her, let's see if it gets any better. Like, on top of all of these misses that you're trying to rehab in this one movie, we're also accepting another derivative black character that nobody knows. Okay. It sounds like a recipe for success.
Well, it's a recipe for success because there's going to be people who buy.
But wait a minute, are we talking about? We're talking about you're talking about Toussaint, that not known Toussaint. But see, that's my argument. I don't think they care because, like, I take it back to Josh. He sat there and said recast it, and he still says recast T'Challa, recast T'Challa, recast T'Challa, recast T'Challa. But then at the just the thought of the idea of, wait a minute, if it's just a male in the suit, are we not okay with that, chat? And the chat's like, oh, wait a minute, yeah. So I just think I'm telling you, I just think the prospect of a male Panther in the suit is that for them that's fine.
Okay. I mean,
so we may not have any connection to him when he takes off his mask and he's high yellow. Mm-hmm. But when he has the mask on and he's
I think
I'm telling you.
Awful thing. It would be awful for Aaron Pierre to pivot out of his DC run right now and try to double dip and be the next Black Panther character. Right. Number one, I don't think that the audience is going to, if you hide him on one side, like if he's like a sidekick or a secondary character on one side, kind of like what they're doing with Yaya wasn't really a main guy on the other side, so it's easy to kind of see it go. You're not going to play Batman and play Daredevil. You're not going to be Superman and then come over and be Scott Summers. It's just not going to happen like that. Much less for Aaron Pierre. But also, when you're talking about them just taking a male Panther, these people will say whatever online, right? They will tell you it's fine, it's cool, just like Shuri was cool, right? Diminishing returns are a real thing. And I'm not saying it's necessarily going to hit them on Doomsday. Maybe that's too big of a show. And that's also what I was getting to. You can't really attribute if he's in there. Let's say they do an old, aged up to Toussaint. There's going to be so much stuff in that film. It'll be hard to boil it down to, oh yeah, the audience really liked Toussaint. It'd be kind of hard to kind of pinpoint that part. Just think
not if they
actually giving them.
But that's assuming they really divert completely from the comic story. Because if not, he plays a significant role. So he's going to be in that camera a lot. And if it's Toussaint, Toussaint saving the day.
Yeah, no,
Toussaint wearing the gauntlet.
I get it.
I'm telling you.
I understand, the Den of Nerds perspective and his audience.
And it's not just
talking about the Russos and all this and Marcus and Feely and all the faith that we have in that tandem. Do we think that they would be so convoluted as to do it? Because that's what it's really boiling down to. Do you think they would write shit like that? If you do, then I have even more concerns for the film as it is, because that's not going to be the only bad thing they write. They're not going to write a perfect film, and then the only thing that they made exceptions on is let's go make a variant derivative character the linchpin to the entire movie.
There's going to be a lot of people who will accept it. When I say a lot, I'm talking
You're not.
7 out of.
We ain't talking about the same thing, man. They will accept it to the point that, okay, yeah, I'll go see the movie one time. We are talking about what needs to be $1.5 billion, maybe $2 billion movie. Okay, they need enthusiasm. They need characters they're familiar with. They need faces that they're familiar with. They need us to come out here and rage out and be like, oh my God, it's the best movie you've ever seen. Go see it. Take your kids to see it. Take grandma to see it.
Yeah.
If that's not going on, they're going to see it one time or they're going to pirate the shit just like they've been doing everything else in Marvel. Marvel cannot just turn on a faucet whenever they want to.
I know that, you know that, and they'll learn the hard way.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Marvel has people who are very influential, okay? Michael Roman from Everything Always. He says he doesn't call it Toussaint. He calls the kid T'Challa Jr., Prince T'Challa. I was on Cosmic Wonder earlier today. I got the screen share too. And he was covering the event today. And I wrote something here. I thought this would be a great comment. You know, it was right when the video was fresh. I'm thinking this is going to go viral or a top comment. It says, who cares about the Wakandans if you don't use Wakanda as a main character? I hope the plan isn't to pass off the sun as a new Black Panther. It'll be 6 years from Chad's death. How long are we supposed to wait for Marvel to cast T'Challa? You know, the most successful Black cinema ever. So this person says, it's a selfish comment. This person says, it's typical.
The narrative hasn't changed.
Childish fandom, though. They are infants. I said, pull up clips of Derek Bozeman advocating for T'Challa to continue. It's selfish to use a man's death to gatekeep a legendary Black character. This comment is the same kind of childness we hear when anything happens to the characters in these stories. Who cares about Avengers if Tony is gone? Who cares about Captain America if it's not Steve Rogers? Who cares about Black Widow if it's not Natasha? Who cares about Spider-Man if it's not Peter Parker? The answer is you do, despite your infinite bawling, which is why you are here. As for Black Panther, it was about T'Chaka before T'Challa, and then Shuri and T'Challa Jr.
This person doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about.
But see,
the comment has one like. It has one like. How long has it been up?
But that is the narrative. That is the narrative. That is how they all think. It is. It's
how they think. There's many like
that's
this.
how most of them think. There are so many of them. Like I said, I could pull. Since you're pulling that up, I'm not going to because I've done it before. I could pull up the this is how they think. And just to before we even go down that path of you saying, and I'm going to say, we're going to go back and forth how they think. What you said about Doomsday, I agree with you. I completely agree with you on the Marvel turning on this. They can't just turn on the faucet or whatever. The hype around Doomsday has significantly shifted.
We just going to have to let this stuff. We're going to have to line it up and see what it does. We're just going to have to line it up and see what it does. You guys.
That's Marcus saying he concedes to us. He's like, yeah, they got a point here.
I'm telling you.
No, absolutely not. I vociferously
disagree. I know you disagree with me, but I'm saying how hyped people were over Robert Downey Jr. sitting down in a foldable chair with his last name on it, turning around the camera and telling us to shush. So wait till they drop a trailer. Then what?
We're having two conversations here, right? There's Doomsday and then there's Black Panther 3 and the trajectory of Black Panther, right? And they're kind of intersected, right? They're connected to a certain degree. Because if they're going to touch on Black Panther and Doomsday, there's no way that they just ignore it all in Black Panther 3, right? My bigger point is that if we're expecting Doomsday to be the MCU saver that it should, it really has to be, they have to come harder than a bunch of B-listers from Phase 4 and Phase 5.
They answered that today, though.
In discount Panther.
They answered that today.
With what?
Kevin Feige was on stage today, and they said he said that was just the first half of the casting for Doomsday.
Oh, well, because they split it into two movies. They're splitting it into two movies now. I mean, that's fine.
No. That's just
going to be part 1 and part 2.
No, Doomsday is its own film. Secret Wars is going to be its own film. He announced what he was saying was the chairs. That's just some of the cast for this film. We've still got more to give you for this film. So they gave us the B and C list characters now, but when they start saying Elizabeth Olsen, Benedict Cumberbatch,
Okay. Yeah.
Tom Holland,
Those other characters
Tobey
are still in the
Maguire.
movie, man. Those other characters are still there. They're still going to be on the screen, contributing towards the narrative, contributing towards the movie. You can't
They are.
hide 20 characters from the last 2 phases that nobody gave a shit about that you decided to put in this movie. You can't hide them, right? We know Elizabeth Olsen's not going to be leading this film. Chris Evans is not going to be leading this film. Robert Downey Jr. somewhat will be. But again, we're just putting a lot on the Robert Downey Jr. effect, internet hype, which is proven time and time again. I don't know how many times we got to get taught this lesson that internet hype it almost never ends up at the dollar amount you expect it to, even for the ones that do cross the threshold, that do end up banging for their buck. It's never a 1-to-1. And so we look at the state of where Marvel is today. That's what's tangible. That's what we know. Everything else is projection. Everything else is guessing. What we know today is that
but so how do you not use though the online hype as a somewhat projection of
easy as this, Darius? It's like this. Puma Lee just wrote Recast T'Challa because he used the word T'Challa on the computers that Disney uses to calculate hype. People are hyped. They're calling T'Challa. Their search terms are appearing, and that means that there's interest in this. We're doing a good job, even though he's saying something negative about the brand. Just that we're talking about it will be counted.
Counted by who?
By the people who thought Morbius should get re-released. Oh, they're talking about it online.
Yeah, unfortunately, that was part of the article where they were talking about the potential of Acolyte season 2 happening at Lucasfilm, which if we have time tonight, brothers, oh my God. I know we're trying to keep it more positive, but it is the whole civil war going on right now in Lucasfilm. But yeah, that was the calculus. It was they were measuring engagement. They were literally just counting the number of times people were saying Acolyte or mentioning Acolyte without deciphering whether or not it was good or negative feedback. And that's how they came to the conclusion that it was one of the most sought after shows online. Yeah. Are you out of your mind? They thought that people dragging their TV because they don't have enough balls to sit there and read the stuff that people are saying about them. No, run it through a fake ass chat GPT and let it decide whether or not we make a season 2 to Acolyte, because that's how people have lost their brains in 2025.
Yeah, this reminds me of when Roman Reigns was being pushed like crazy. And on Twitter, everyone was saying negative things, but oh look, he generates the most media after one of his matches. That's why Vince McMahon needs to use
shitting on him.
Yeah, super chats.
They almost had me in a suit at the draft because it looked like a free throw when I be shooting from half. The first step like Iverson, blow past you.
Leave nothing but net, but I can go glass too. Andre Ware with the $5 super chat. Thank you. Hey, Marcus, how did you like that one? You felt like you were rocking to it. Cool.
No, cool.
That's what's up. Get used to it. If y'all could interview Ryan Coogler, what's the first question you would ask him? It would be a Recast T'Challa question. Now, how many more questions do I get? I don't know. What'd you say, Marcus?
I was agreeing with you.
Yeah.
I don't know. It'd probably be a recast question. I don't know. How insensitive are we getting?
Come on.
I mean, because I don't know. Where was your mind at when you decided to bury this character with a real person? That's probably my first question.
I actually don't know. Like, sometimes you ask all the time. You ask a question because you want an answer. There's nothing he can tell me. There's nothing he can tell me. And if you ask anything about the future, he'll just say, "Hey, no comment. I don't want to spoil the movie you watch. Just keep watching." I don't know what I can say. Do you regret killing the greatest black character in the history of cinema? Like, what do I say to him?
Somebody start the hashtag. I don't know. Something with Val Kilmer. He played Batman.
So
we burying the bat with him. I mean, that's the logic. Is that not the logic that they use with Chad? He played him so well. Maybe I think Val played Batman so well. It means no more Batman movies.
Mm-hmm. When Corin Sweat took to stage, he was praising all of those.
Wait. Don't go to Superman yet. I just want to piggyback off of what Darius said. Can we do that? Can we actually start? Well, no, that's kind of insensitive. Never mind.
Yeah, no. Yeah,
I
that
take
one
it
would
back.
be.
I'll take it back. Just running around behind people's deaths and being like, never recast their character.
Right. I'm just using that as an example. That's just their logic. Like it just doesn't make
I was
sense.
agreeing. I actually wanted to do it until I thought it through. I was like, no, that's
It's the point I was making. It's that he gave thanks to the prior Superman actors that we wouldn't be here without you. He made this public sentiment, and we're robbing Ryan. Sorry, Ryan. We're robbing Chadwick Boseman of that benefit, of that pleasure, to be associated as the progenitor of a great character. How we look at William Shatner from Star Trek, who's still alive, and we thank him for not Spock, Captain Kirk. We thank him because of what he was able to do. Now we can have Captain Kirk be a reoccurring character, reboot franchise after franchise, reboot after new iteration. Captain Kirk is in the pop culture zeitgeist and he's stuck with us. We don't give Chadwick Boseman that honor when we do Tucson, when we do all these other things, and they try to end Black Panther in every universe, T'Challa in every universe.
Yeah, man, we gotta stop treating people with kid gloves like they can't decipher that. Like they don't understand that to a certain degree. Like a certain part of this is self-serving and selfish. It's him solidifying his friend in that role as long as he's able to, which it again, it's self-serving. So you got to be fair enough to just kind of say that. I was listening to. Does anybody know who Son Michonne is? Anybody follow him on YouTube or anything like that? Makes a lot of YouTube shorts. He's a Harvard professor. He's a linguist. Does a lot with language, obviously. But he was making a video the other day, and he was talking about how sometimes we get into this like unfriendly competition, amongst ourselves, where you look at your counterparts outside of the community and it begins to be kind of like a pantheon of people, right? They're able to have a pantheon of greats. Instead, we play what he called plantation Olympics. Only one person can ascend at a time. Only one person can be that one at a time. I look at the state of Hollywood right now, and I could name you, 5, 6, maybe even 7 Black lead actors that I would go and pay you money to go see them lead in a film right now today. There's probably only 2 that are actually going to get that role. Really, one. It's Michael B. Jordan. And it's just him. I'd like to think Aldous is on his way up, but it's and Damson. But it's really Michael B. Jordan in the field. Not that I'm hating on that brother. I want him to get every dollar he can. It's just like there's only one at a time. It's kind of what annoys me about him and Ryan's thing, where they can't work without each other. It's like y'all could be helping so many other people, like working simultaneously. Like both of y'all got production companies. Both of y'all can do behind the film, and like you don't need to be so tied to each other all the time. Go give Dansom a lead. Go give Aldous a lead. While you talking about his damn watches, if it ain't gonna be Black Panther, put him in another damn movie.
Yeah,
there can be other you can have another muse. You can work with other actors.
We completely agree, but isn't that what Chad? I want to say, isn't that what he was talking about in that Black and White interview where he was talking about,
the Ocean 7 thing,
you don't ever see, you never see these guys working together and da. Somebody else just recently said this, and somebody else Black just recently said this in an interview, talking about why you don't see. Damn, who was it? Why you don't see? Nah, hell no.
Mackie.
Was it Anthony Mackie that said you don't see these guys in the same movies or whatever?
No, that was Chadwick. Chadwick said that. He was like, you can have a film with George Clooney and Brad Pitt and Matt Damon.
Yeah, but I thought somebody else just said it recently too.
Oh, somebody else said it recently. Okay.
But that's the point. I agree with that. But I think in the Hollywood space, I don't think they're trying to create this. Ooh, let's have all these strong brothers in this this movie and create this this narrative that these are the brothers they need to be looking up to. No, let's get Tom Cruise in here at 70 again and remind them what white hope is. Yeah, no, I don't think that they care about that at all. But that is what needs to be done for sure.
And Ryan has the capabilities to do it.
That's what kind of makes my knees shake a bit when I see people talking about shaping culture and how much he's done, and it's like, okay, y'all, like we are hurling towards Tyler Perry land, and I don't think he's as flagrant as Tyler Perry. I don't think his shtick, if he has one, is as obvious as Tyler Perry's. But what I mean is like where we just start anointing people for making dollars, and that's it. Like going out here and making a buck.
Who said this though? Who said that about him?
That
like
was
who called him
culture
highbrow
setting?
Negro
Let me
comment?
see. No. That was it was a major outlet. Hold on. See if I can find it on Twitter.
Was it a white
Oh,
outlet?
I did. It was in my bookmarks.
Because they'll look at it and be like, "Oh yeah, again, like that's one of the good ones," and he's up next. And now if it was
saying, man, Jimmy Fallon and Shannon Sharp in the same week, it was like, man, he outside. He's outside.
Let's touch one of our super chats.
It was Essence. My bad.
Essence.
Oh
Essence.
well, shit, it's a black. so,
but I mean, let's be honest. Essence is shill media. It is. It's not.
They are. But
they're not independent. They're very much corporate.
they're not the Essence they used to be.
Yeah.
Back when my mama had them, coming to the house. What is it? Monthly, weekly?
Now, y'all want to see a body bag of a comment section? Go read up under there. Go to the Essence's comment section at this article calling him a cultural leader.
Okay.
Yeah.
Black folks jumping on him.
T'Challa.
You know who else is a cultural leader, Marcus?
Who was that?
DJ. Brother Stark with the super chat. Yeah, that's what. See, last week I'm over here trying to talk about LeBron James, Stephen A. Smith. Everyone's coming in. Bronny sucks. Well, I think Bronny sucks. Blue is here too. Bronny really sucks. I'm talking about Stephen A. I'm talking
Nobody
about the
said
Mind the
that
Game
boy
podcast
sucked.
with Steve Nash, and everyone wanted to talk about, well, Bronny still sucks. And I'm like, you know what?
Nobody said he sucked. He's clearly has talent.
And tried to direct the conversation back to the ESPN, back to Pat McAfee, LeBron, Stephen A, Kendrick Perkins, and all of their takes. Bronny really sinks at basketball. Enjoy it, LeBron. Enjoy it, everyone.
No,
LeBron super chats.
No.
So Brother Stark says Ryan's T'Challa truth will be the downfall of the Wakanda franchise. Oh, it's not a Wakanda franchise. It's the Black Panthers franchise. It's his. It's that character and his supporting cast and the country he happens to live in.
I for one didn't say the boy sucked. I just said he wasn't an NBA player. Worlds
Bingo.
apart. Worlds apart.
In order for you to say that, you had to interrupt me in the middle of my Brother Stark reading and proving how fixated and how mentally stuck to Bronny James hate you are. Where that was last week, and then you had to bring it over to this week by cutting me off.
It up. I didn't say
brother. You brought that up. Nobody said shit about Bronny.
You seem to still be bothered by it. This is my get back. I'm glad
this
you had to.
Insane. He's gaslighting me.
That's what I say. You are gaslighting me because he brought it up. Now he's trying to make it sound like we're mad.
Gaslighting me on stream.
He's rage baiting your ass. That's what he's doing.
So when I'm in the middle of reading something and you have to stop me from reading it, and there's more words there, and Brother Stark paid $4.99 to get his comment out here, and we're what?
Go ahead, bro. Read it. My bad. I thought you was done. I was trying to find.
No, you didn't. There's more words on the screen. You couldn't contain yourself because the Bronny James was bubbling inside of you.
No, he is rage baiting because like the antics with it, like ignore that shit. Read Brother Starks. Let's start over, Brother Stark. Let us respect.
Baiting, and you deserve this rage, so be baited. Watch Lies of Wanda. Mark it off, Chadwick. Major's dancing to the Wiz. Please chill. Please what?
Major's dancing to the Wiz.
The Wiz, you mean the Wizard of
The
Oz?
super chat. That's the one
super
you
chat
have.
one.
The super chat.
Oh, that's what he meant. Oh, that's out of rotation. I haven't found that. I haven't used that in a long time.
Damn.
Yeah, it's gone, bro.
You can't even feel it. You got to get the money back now. Cash App him.
No, I'll get it for you.
When is Lies of Wakanda?
Isn't it
Is
over
Is
the
that in
summer?
August?
August 4?
Okay. That shit gonna flop.
End of the summer.
Oh
And
yeah,
why they got-
Daredevil having trouble getting people to watch it, but Eyes of Wakanda is gonna be a hit. It's gonna be a hoot.
Man, nothing they have coming on Disney Plus in the next whatever is going to hit. Maybe X-Men 97, maybe, I don't know. Was it really a hit the first time outside of, the groups that we all chat in? Because I think Josh even said it didn't chart on Nielsen or anything like that. But you've got fucking, what is it? Ironheart in June that nobody's going to watch. No one's currently watching Daredevil. No one's watching. I haven't. Again, like I told you, I know it comes out. I haven't watched this episode. I saw somebody Josh on Twitter say, because he's been advocating for Daredevil for forever, talking about, I hate to say it, I did not enjoy last night's episode. Am I not gonna like this series? That told me I might not need to. Maybe when I have time and I'm sitting down not doing shit, I'll watch the episode. But
Mia Marcus review embargo is so influential, it's rubbing off on you right now.
Yeah, I might as well take the opportunity to ask you guys, since I didn't get the immediate participation, I did throw down the gauntlet that if we was going to continue watching Disney content and reviewing on your side, that you pick up a black program have to put forth. So I know that way Chill's been on Ayanu, excuse me, pretty hard. Darius, what was your black project for the month?
I've been watching the Bernie Mac show reruns.
That don't count.
On Netflix.
New.
They just put it on there. It was recently added. So I'm contributing to the views of the Bernie Mac show.
But you have to have something new in March, or excuse me, in April.
When does the Kevin Hart show come out? The little Kev, is that out?
God damn it!
What's it on Apple?
I
don't
it's
know.
On fucking BET.
Oh well, shit. I have to bootleg it. I don't know. I don't even know. Is there even a black show, a new black show out right now or on the horizon? I'm not watching Ayanu.
Shout out to Blue, Papa's House with Damon Wayans. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, Papa's House with Damon Wayans. I have seen that. I've watched it. It's on Netflix, right? Yeah, I've watched that.
Catch up on Paradise. You watched Alex Cross already.
I watched Paradise. Are we considering that a black show?
Of course.
Sure, it's got a black lead.
Okay. Well, then I'm watching Paradise. It's a fantastic show.
Why don't you give a little bit of your take on it so far, without spoiling? But what's going on?
I think that the twist on it, what I wasn't expecting. I mean, episode 1 happens. Episode 1 wasn't expecting that shit. The relationships. I think what Sterling Knight's acting in this is really phenomenal. But so is what's his name. Mr. President.
Sterling K. Brown.
Why did I say Sterling Knight? Sterling K. Brown. Scott. James Marsden. His acting is really fucking phenomenal in this shit too. It's a really good show. I would encourage anybody that's not watching it to watch it. It's very suspenseful, dramative, but also not a black show. Sorry, I'm just going to kind of pivot here. Not a black show. Check out Adolescence too. It's a very
not black show. I know.
Dramative show. It's dramative though. It's some drama, some crazy shit. But yeah, I'm watching. I didn't know that counted. I thought it had to be like black mom, black dad, black kids, black neighbors, black producer, black directors.
I ain't say all black. I just said black. Okay, we got a leading character who's going to be seen through 90% of the show. I feel like that's a win.
Okay, well then Paradise for me.
That is a win. But yeah, I'll take Paradise, and definitely take Ayanu. Yeah. Cool.
This
Glad
Saturday,
I didn't have to
Cartoon
bring
Network.
Riot Act to you guys.
Tune in on HBO Max if you want to stream it. Yanu is a comic book adaptation brought to cartoon. It's next. It's the new Avatar. Brother Stark, here you go. What you asked for. Hey, go, Jonathan. We got more super chats. Let's keep it on. We're on theme. We're on theme right now. Marcus, who's gonna be who's this next super chat clip gonna be? Who's it? Say his name. You know what I'm talking about?
Invincible?
I'm talking about the man on the Lakers, LeBron. I'm asking you to say his name, LeBron James. And don't message your thing any clearer.
Do you know how many songs there are remixed with LeBron? Funny.
Michael Nemo, $5 super chat. Ask Coogler what MCU film he'd make if he had 100% control and final cut. That's the question I would ask him.
That's a good question.
I'd like to know.
That's a good way to pick his brain without letting him know you're picking his brain.
And then he couldn't be able to say Blade because he basically made a Sinners a Blade movie. I just wonder how much he hides under the ideas that Marvel holds him back. Yeah.
I haven't heard that as a really popular thing for him. Because, again, like you said, the normie film fans that kind of, follow Ryan Coogler eat that kind of stuff up. So there's really nothing really for them to be critical of to say, oh, Marvel's holding him back from doing this, that, and the third. Plus, as far as we know, right, we don't know anything behind the scenes, but at least publicly, Ryan has never really butted heads with Kevin or anybody else in the C-suite at Marvel. So it's hard to think that he's actually going through any real obstacles other than his own, mental space.
Blue, this is partly your fault too. Chill didn't even answer the question. I'll answer the question. I got you, Shaitan. The question was, ask Coogler what MCU film he'd make if he had 100% control. I just wonder how much he hides under the idea that Marvel holds him back. There was no question there.
No, Chi-Town I think he had a super chat as well. It was a $2.99 somewhere, I thought.
Okay. I ran out of LeBrons. I'll do something else.
You don't gotta do another LeBron. We can stop that.
It's Marvel related. You'll like it. You'll like this one, Marcus. Pay attention.
Getting paid is a forte, each and every day. True play away. I can't get her out of my mind.
When the fuck did that happen?
Who was that? Yeah.
That's Tom Hiddleston, is it not?
Yeah.
When the fuck did that happen?
Agent Carter. It was this week.
At Cinemacon?
Some con.
The hell?
He was air humping it? What the fuck was that?
Yeah.
That would make me uncomfortable.
You don't think that's a little
Carter in this damn movie too?
They haven't said her name yet.
I just don't have
You know she's in it. You know she's in it.
Latrell de la Ghetto, Bradshaw. Darius, you just nailed it. Val literally just passed, and we're gonna get more Batman in the future. I don't. What's his name? Val Kilmer. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't hear people saying not to recast.
Oh yeah, don't make Batman 2. Val Kilmer just passed. We can't
Do it
because it absolutely doesn't make sense any other way. It angers me to even see people who posture to be intelligent act this way. They'll sit up there and just pretend that the inverse doesn't exist. That if we could just pick up this thing and I could divorce my biases from it, if you would just challenge yourself for a moment and take your glasses off and be like, well, what if I was the fan of that character and they gave me some bumfuck replacement?
Mm-hmm.
Would I go out and shell my dollars? Would I go buy the t-shirts and the toys to give to my kids and lunch boxes and whatever the hell else out that I need to support the franchise? Hell no. So why does it make sense for us? Why would it make sense for Black Panther fans?
No, it doesn't make sense. And these examples are going to keep happening. Actors are still going to keep dying.
Oh yeah, he wants to know if you watched Invincible. Chi-Town. Are you still a noob, or have you educated yourself at all?
No, I'm not
I think
rewatching or
you're a
going
noob.
back to watch. I'm good.
There were only two options: noob or educate.
And
Noob.
you chose noob,
Noob.
Yeah.
and
100%.
noob you will stay. It's crazy to me that you still have not done that. So but you know what? Actually, he brought up Invincible, not you. I'm talking about Chi-Town brought up Invincible. I said I won't have conversations involving Invincible with you because I don't think that they would be. It wouldn't be a nuanced conversation. I mean, what are you going to tell me?
You're not worthy.
Conquest beat him up.
When I watch Invincible, can you confirm? Can you make it so that my algorithm only shows episodes that I just watched, and that's how the community will move alongside my noob status? Can
No,
you
you
do
should
that for
brand
me?
it like that. Like, hey, I'm a brand new Invincible watcher. If you're just hopping on the Invincible train, come and watch along with me. There's got to be people who are just now picking up Invincible.
Do you not? Yeah, you could probably get a lot of views out of that
You
too.
don't mean that. You don't mean that at all.
Oh,
That's
I
not-
I
absolutely
do.
mean
No,
that.
I mean,
I absolutely mean that.
My
not
Twitter
necessarily my
feed.
crowd, but they're out there. They're there.
No one is gonna change the way they tweet because they know Chill is on episode 3 on season 2.
Oh, you're talking about can we get? No, I'm sorry. Why don't you keep up with the rest of the crowd and watch it when we all watch it?
Which is why I started with season 3.
No, but like,
No,
you have
that's not what we're
time
saying.
until we get to the next season, you can be catching up right now.
Because again, you don't understand the relationships, the feelings, like the anything. You felt nothing when people.
Continuing to watch. Are you going to watch in season 4?
Probably because I
No,
want to
what
be
the
able
hell
to
are you
talk and know,
doing? You can't just hop in the middle of a show.
because I don't care enough about the franchise to do the homework, but I do
You're
want to be
angering
able to
me.
enjoy.
You're angering
I don't
me.
even understand what you're saying to me. This is
Yeah.
like getting a pizza and cutting a circle in the middle of it and then taking that as your piece.
Yeah, that's a good analogy.
Fine.
You know,
That
I
works.
just don't even understand the
What do you
science.
mean fine? That's
Who
not fine.
raised this man? How can you're taking a bite out of the middle of the pizza and then leaving the rest for the family?
You should be watching this show. You don't know anything about like his father, the atrocities. You have no relationship with him, between him and his brother. Did you feel anything when Conquest knocked the shit out of Oliver? Were you on the edge of your seat? I was like, oh, please don't. Were you just like?
Every episode has flashbacks. Okay.
No, what in the freaking frack? How many other shows have you done this with?
None.
Just Invincible. Just
You
one of the
gonna
biggest
start with
shows of.
Invincible? You gonna start with this nonsense? I don't believe you. You've done this to another show.
Oh,
You're
unless
too
you want to talk about.
Are you a stranger? Are you a Stranger Things fan?
Nah, not really. I saw a couple episodes and I just didn't.
Okay, so you've done it with Stranger Things, so you've seen a couple of episodes, but without out of place.
No,
in the beginning.
I've seen like 1 and 2.
They were in order. Okay.
They were in the 80s. They rode bikes. They had X-Men comic books. I think like it was just lame.
Chill. Don't piss me off about Stranger Things. Invincible is one thing. Don't piss me off about Stranger Things.
And they stole X-Men comics about Stranger Things. Is that the only stuff? Is that all you know about the show?
Yeah,
that's wild.
I know they get older.
That's
insane.
That's
That don't
insane.
hit you like, man. I mean, I guess I don't really know anything about it. I could really, really like it if I knew anything else. No,
That's crazy.
No, but every time something happens in the show, something major goes down. They finally got. I'm here from God.
That was one season, and that was one season, and it was the song that was a significant song to the moment.
Deal with God. Yeah, that, and it was all over my feed, and I said, "Oh, Stranger Things did something."
You better respect running up that hill. That song made a comeback that summer because of Stranger Things. It was on the fucking radio.
Think she hugged Caleb, and she said, "I'm still here," and I was like, "Yeah, you're still here. Good for you."
You don't get that. You don't understand the why she's saying I'm still here. Why he was crying. Why she was crying.
No, I don't. And I
what? Yeah. So
middle of a series in his.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Of it,
that was good.
It's critical. He has a critique. It's crazy.
that is crazy. That part is crazy. Critical with your critiques, and you have not engaged.
The stuff I watched that you didn't watch, and the stuff you watched that I don't watch, we're all going to be different.
No, but
No, chill. I'm not coming in. Okay, that's like me infringing on your WWE and coming in like I don't know. I don't know how it works. Is it episodes? Is it matches? Episode 29, match 29? I don't know. Jumping in and trying to tell you some shit. You'd be like, well, how do you know how he or how they? I'd be like, oh no, I just jumped in and I saw them body slamming each other. How would that make you feel?
An outside perspective to know what is catching your eye and how does the character get over? Because I would like for the brand to expand in the land.
Yeah, I think Invincible.
Okay, so we're just unserious tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just unserious tonight.
I don't think
It's
you
okay.
guys get it. Like, I just don't care enough to dedicate how many hours? So it's 10 episodes for 2 seasons. That would be 20 hours of my life to Invincible. I'm not gonna do that.
TV, bro. That is TV.
Yeah.
Think about if you said that about Dragon Ball Z or One Piece or anything like that. Oh, I just don't have the time to dedicate to my life. You wouldn't know shit. You wouldn't know nothing about nothing.
But yeah, there's certain things that take priority, and I'm not big as an Invincible fan to do that.
So you're telling me you're not ever just sitting,
Thanks,
like
Marcus.
you're never just like, oh,
He
just
can
sitting
have
there
it.
and
Just hold your
Thank you.
critique. You just gotta hold your critique. It's not well stocked. It's an empty gun.
Can we change the topic now? Like, there's so many things to chat
no,
about.
no. Because wait. Now this one I have to jump on. What? Brother Stark doesn't like Game of Thrones.
I like it, but I respect you, Brother Stark. You don't like something, and everyone else seems to like it.
No, boo this man.
Yeah, boo this man. That is one of the greatest shows of all time. I don't care what anybody says. That it has so much. It's rewatchable. I love Game of Thrones. Up till yeah. There you go. Up till there,
never happened.
Game of Thrones is the shit. Love that
It
shit.
begins slow too. Like, you get to have this dire
No.
wolf and that.
What? How does it begin slow? It starts with fucking them taking the heads off of those people.
Oh yeah, that. And then the first episode ends with a kid falling off a tower because he walked in.
And then in the middle, in that semi at the beginning, middle of that episode, Ned's chopping the head off the traitor.
Oh yeah, the deserter from the wall.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit that happens. It's not slow. It's one of those shows that if you got your phone out at the beginning, you're quickly putting it down.
I don't mind people calling Game of Thrones slow because there's so much in every word that's said on that show. You have to pay it that level of respect. Like literally, you have to pay it that level of deference and tune everything else out and pay attention. Because if not, it's like the Matrix. You'll have to watch the whole thing over again.
The Game of Thrones hate I am seeing in the comments is pretty crazy to me. That is wild. You got Raymond talking about he couldn't get past episode 3.
Puma Lee got it. The things I do.
Man, you want to see characters that you actually like. I'm sure you have these feelings with other shows, but like I don't think I've ever connected my hatred with a character the way I did with Joffrey and with his mother. The hate. Yes, with Cersei and Joffrey. I don't know why I'm blanking on everybody's fucking names today. With Cersei and Joffrey, like, bro, I literally, like, I'm not the actor. I didn't take it that far, like some people. But the character, I didn't feel his death was good enough for him. I wanted him to die worse. Like, it just...
He still had one of the worst deaths, the worst Game of Thrones deaths. He had one of the worst ones, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you guys got to really kind of hone in on that. Try to watch that again. It's great.
Oh, excuse me.
Now, you can continue on with your super chat if you want to go ahead and address that now. I had to address the Game of Thrones.
So some people are funny. They think they can give money and then, get an answer after doing so. No, it doesn't happen. And he's been hot on me all night long. RW Chi-Town.
It's a good question.
All that LeBron James. You know how those Chicagoans hate that stuff. Michael Jordan's the best of all time, and I can't have it with any other player. Chi-Town. Why can't? Never mind, bro. Next, let's move on.
Michael Jordan is the greatest player of all time.
I just heard a noise with no camera, so
And
we're not
it's
connecting.
Michael Jeffrey Jordan. You got to say his whole name.
Better than
You
your
disagree
king.
with that statement?
I don't do that. Comparison is the thief of joy. I try not to compare who's better.
This is a sports conversation. Do you think that LeBron James, or do you think that Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player of all time?
Did you just tell me that comparison is the thief of joy?
In a sports
Everything
conversation.
we talk about is comparison. We compare to all great movies. We compare to what's going on currently. We compare budgets. We compare box office returns. We constantly compare.
Well, I'll compare numbers, but I won't compare quality if I can avoid it.
Chill. So you've never had the conversation? That's what now that's the question I'm asking. Have you ever had this conversation and given an answer? You don't even have to tell me if your answer. Have you had this conversation and given an answer?
Actually, probably not. I don't know.
That's wild to be a.
All right. How do I talk about Michael when I wasn't born when he was drafted? Like, I didn't see this journey. How am I supposed to say who's better in that way?
There are highlights. There are whole ass games you can go back and watch. I've watched them. They're like again. So you never like in the barbershop and the barbershop talk. Oh my lord. So I guess if you miss an episode of Ayanu, you're not going back and watching that?
I'll watch it because I want to enjoy it.
Because he's invested. He invested in Michael.
Let's pull up our next super. Michael Jordan was the correct answer.
Kobe. If Omni-Man had melanin, Chill would watch 40 seasons of Invincible. Michael's making a lot of
that. That's true, and that is a very good use of that. That's very true. He definitely would.
You see, and they need to be in the lead too. You know, and Omni-Man is a significant character, and he's iconic enough where maybe he could slide, and it would also have meant that his son is also melanated too. Yeah, see, this is why I'm interested in Damson Idris in that F1 movie, even though he's not the lead like Brad Pitt is. He's so significant to it and advertised so heavily. I'm like, this counts. I'm probably going to check that one out.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of excited for F1. I want to see what they spent all this money on. They spent $300 million on the film. Like, I know, driving and probably the cameras with the drivers and all that is probably pretty expensive, but not $300 million worth. So I want to see where that money went. I'm more so interested than, hype about the movie.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cut over to our friend Tony Weaver Jr. Talk to me.
Great day to be a black nerd. In 3 days, Ianu, a completely original West African fantasy series, has its global premiere. Stranger Comics, a black-owned publishing company that partnered with Amandla Stenberg, got 500 backers on their new Kickstarter, raising over $60,000. South of Midnight, a gothic fantasy game set in the American South full of black culture, has 6 days until it comes out. And Inlight Media, a black-owned anime company backed by Viola Davis, just partnered with Kodansha for a manga series based on their original anime movie. My mental health graphic novel, Weirdo, also just got an award from the entire state of Missouri. While one part of nerd culture is still fighting over Yasuke, there's lots of positive stuff happening. We need more of these stories, and the only way we get them is if you keep creating. Today
was a great day.
Sure. Very interested about the video game. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah. The next thing he posted
Star Wars
was related to Star Wars and related to John Boyega, and it's a great segue into what we're going to talk about today. Okay.
Sure. Is it going to trigger me?
Nah, we'll be fine. Michael Nemo donated a little bit more. This will trigger
arguing tonight.
This will trigger you.
I've been boozy since I left. I ain't changing for a check. Tell my mind I ain't forget.
Oh Lord.
I actually don't mind that one. The dancing weirdly matches up with the song.
Marcus, you see this reverse psychology?
That's going on down here?
No, that Darius is doing on us. Oh, I don't mind that one. That's why It's the dancing matches the song.
It low key does. I don't mind that one.
In fairness, chill. Starting a story on media res way after it started is a great way to find interest in a story.
Says the weirdos. Says the weirdos. How many times have you just bit out of the middle of the apple and be like, you know what? Yeah, I'll just keep going from here.
The only example I can agree to that with is Star Wars, because I saw episode 2 before anything else.
Some
Was
people
that
watch
purposeful, or was it I just don't know a lot about Star Wars that we're going to the movies?
No. Yeah, that's it was a friend's. It was a friend's birthday, 2002 summer. I go. Me and my brother went. Neither one of us wanted to go because neither one of us were Star Wars fans. I was the only one that left with my life completely changed forever. My brother
I can see people. Yeah, I can see people watching John Wick 4. You know what the hell? Let's see an action movie. It's movie night, and then they go, "I got to see the first 3 now."
Okay, at that point that Darius is talking about, he was just an average movie and TV watcher. He was an average consumer, right? Yes, I can understand someone who is not
But not
following
me.
franchises.
Not the YouTuber.
This is absolutely.
But I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything about Star Wars going into it. I just knew I didn't like it.
You follow this stuff. You know how intricate a lot of this stuff can be, and you're choosing. That's why it feels like a troll to just like be dissonant about the rest of the history, which it feels weird. So
I wanted to join my 2 bros on a weekly basis on Pantheon to talk about a show they've invested in and at least be in the know. And so for that reason,
but you have like forever to catch up though. Like it is really not that you could stretch 10 hours out over the next 6 months and you'd still make the deadline.
This is a lesson for everyone. Never change who you are or adjust what your preferences are for the group. You know, don't fall for that peer pressure stuff because they will never accept you.
Okay. Well, I think that is a very defeatist way of looking at life, but go ahead. Sometimes it pays to branch out to community. Sometimes it pays to look outward for answers. Don't be so isolated. Don't be so xenophobic. Don't be so like a Wakandan.
We got one more super chat. It's from Blue. So let me find something blue for you, Blue.
Then step this way, step that way, then step this way, step that way. Are you my friend?
Hey. That's crazy. Asian melanin, because somebody blue was dancing with somebody yellow.
Asian melanin count.
So, and this is a real question. I thank you for the super. No, just culturally speaking, I don't, and same with like Samoan or someone who was like an Indian. It's different enough to me in my head and the representation points I'm looking to score. While it is melanin, I just don't consider it unless you're a descendant of the continent within the last 400 and 500 years.
I mean, by the definition, yeah, I think it is that sort of pigmentation. I think it is melanin. But I mean, in any case, I think the further east you get is probably the more recognizable differences and probably where it would be more prominent, you know, in that part of the world.
So the lead is Asian in Invincible. Yeah, Steven Yeun is an Asian in Invincible. Thank you for everyone dropping these super chats and keeping us from not like continuing the show. It's crazy. We got another one from Chi-Town. Makes me happy.
Appreciate it.
Very much.
Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof.
Last question for everyone. What is your seasoning or sauce of choice when it comes to chicken?
Ooh.
There's some good ones. Barbecue sauce.
I'm gonna piss you off. I'm gonna say cane sauce and piss everybody off.
Oh no, wait. Are we talking like finished product sauce? Or are we talking about like it says seasoning, so I'm assuming what we cook with.
Does jerk chicken count?
Jerk seasoning is a thing. That's a thing.
Jerk.
So if we talking about like on top of the chicken, I done got real freaky with these peppers, man. Habanero is probably my favorite. But if we talking about seasoning the chicken, like before we cook it, Tony's.
Tony's is the one I use. Tony's. Now, granted, you don't want me cooking, but when I do cook, I use Tony's. Cooking's not my forte. I'll probably kill us all, but chicken, I can season the chicken, and if I'm just eating it, it's fine. I mean, it doesn't bother me.
He said, "Look, if don't nobody else got to look at it, it's edible. I can do it."
Yeah.
Oh shoot. Yeah, no, I get down a little bit. So,
Star Wars.
Wars is a franchise so white that having a black person is something. They're okay with you being the best friend, but don't touch their heroes. That's what John Boyega said in an interview, and people are reacting the way I expected them to. We've been defending you, and now we're all racist? Return our money if you hate us so much. If someone shares their adversity and your reaction is to deny it, then take it personally, you're kind of proving their point. Any black nerd will tell you that our presence in mainstream stories has always felt conditional and temporary. Being the best friend is fine. You can even make the technology. But if you're the lead, that's an issue. You can be the showrunner, but don't make me have to look at you. It's forced if you're in a fantasy setting. And if it's your own culture, it's still pandering. Know that the racist boundaries that you're perceiving are real things, but they're also reasons that your story is even more worth telling. Put your soul into every story you make, and the space it will build is something nobody can take.
And he said that in a dashiki shirt.
Very well said.
Yep.
Very well said. As I've been saying the same things on Twitter, just like, I think I posted every single one of you that are, going at John Boyega, quote retweeting it, trying to I guess discount his experience. You're the people he's talking about. You're the people that he's saying this to, and it was seeing all the quotes, retweets that people have been doing, saying like, we, like he said, we supported you, we this or this or that. People, folks that don't walk in black shoes or walk it, every day or like we do, sit on into this place of privilege, and they look at it like, well, you should be happy because at least we came out and supported, and at least you got this. It's the same thing. Like, just be happy that you're in the room. Be happy you're in the room. And that's what they want us to be. Just happy that you got invited. Happy that you're in the room. Happy that you're in the conversation. Don't speak too loud. Like he said, we can't touch their heroes.
The quote in full, here we go. John Boyega slams Star Wars fans who are only okay with black actor as the best friend. They're pandering. Written by Weasley Stenzel. And it says, he's sick of prejudiced Star Wars fans. The actor behind ex-Stormtrooper Finn railed against viewers of the sci-fi saga who can't accept diverse casting during an appearance in the new documentary, #1 on the call sheet, Black Leading Men in Hollywood. Let me tell you, Star Wars always had the vibe of being in the most whitest, elitist space, Boyega said. It's a franchise that's so white that a black person existing in it was something. Boyega went to explain the inherent problems with the Star Wars films and fans, making a big deal out of the incredibly small handful of black characters. You can always tell it's something when some Star Wars fans tried to say, well, we had Lando Calrissian and Samuel L. Jackson, he said. It's like telling me how many cookie chips are in the cookie dough. It's like, you just scatter that in there, bro. Great analogy. They're okay with us playing the best friend, but once we touch their heroes, once we lead, once we trailblaze, it's like, oh my God, it's just a bit too much. They're pandering. And that the last quote from him? That was the last thing he quoted, right? That was everything else.
That's the last thing he said.
Mm-hmm. So everything he said, it flies. It's fine with me. And he's only talking about racists in the fucking campaign to run defense on white supremacy. And no, it's a distraction. What he really had was this. What he really said was that.
Huh? That shit is lame as shit. The campaign you're talking about is lame.
Yeah, and it's he wasn't talking about. He was talking about them racists.
Like I have been dumbfounded by the individuals who have found a reason to throw themselves in front of the wood chipper for this take. Racist Star Wars fans, are we going to sit up here and honestly say if you're coming from that perspective, that out of these millions of people, that there aren't any racists. Of course not, because that's your cop out when we talk about racist Star Wars fans. Except you don't want to accept that those racist Star Wars fans have an impact, a real life impact on people. Right? Like they have a real life effect on other individuals who you may be able to divorce yourself from, but they can't. Right? And so, especially when you are one of the promoters, that's where the line is really kind of crossed. If you are one of the people that just have to meme any black face that has ever come through a Lucasfilm for the sake of it, and then double back and criticize John Boyega for saying this shit, you are an absolute demon. You are an absolute gremlin.
As well as delegitimize his
deed that he's complaining about, and then complaining that he's talking about it.
Yeah, you're not supposed to talk about it, or you're supposed to say something else, like, "Oh, yeah. I got." Well, John must be talking about how people were surprised the stormtrooper was black. You know, the Empire is supposed to be racist. You know, it's supposed to be only white. So that was what people were talking about in 2015.
Okay, and see, that's that. I hated that in 2015 too. As a Star Wars fan, we're not going to sit here and pretend like the Empire is racist toward black people. The Empire is racist because the Emperor himself is racist toward any species that's not human. He's not racist toward any species that's not white. So when they were having that conversation in 2015, that was them projecting their own feelings into Star Wars. That's not the Emperor's feelings. We're not going to sit here and pretend like in any book he has said that he's racist toward anything outside of a human. Or anything that is not human.
I don't think the conventional idea of race in the way that we understand it exists in the world of Star Wars. It doesn't run by those paths. Now, you talk about the individual creators and their influence on Star Wars, especially since it's gone over to Disney. That is what it is, right? I don't think necessarily when Lucas was casting Lando Calrissian, why can't I say his fucking name? Calrissian. Jesus Christ. Calrissian.
Yeah.
That word just whooped my ass live on stream. That is crazy.
Yeah.
Lando Calrissian. Lando Calrissian. When he got Billy D. goddamn Williams, when he got Billy D. Williams, he wasn't thinking like, okay, well, I need to have this guy in a certain position, or he can't get this much screen time. No, he was in the background. He came to the forefront at certain periods of the time. He played integral roles at certain periods of time. It was very level, right? It was just an extra character. He didn't have to be a main character, but I also don't think that they were specifically thinking about, oh, well, we can't ship him to the female lead of the franchise. We have to adjust it and push it over to, you know, this sideline character, and didn't even wipe that one out, right? And let's not pretend that there wasn't a segment of the fan base that kind of ushered it on that way, like forced relationship, Rey and Finn. It actually makes more sense for him to be with the random Asian pilot chick. Like, what? What?
That they also bullied.
None of that happened.
Yeah, no. This is like you said there about the racist Star Wars fans. This is like I think I said this even when we were talking about Acolyte and people were trying to say things about. So I was like, this is not those of you that are like just turning into Star Wars. This is like these fans have been this way forever. This is not new to Star Wars. This is not like, you know, new. This has been them. But it happened to Kelly Marie Tran. It happened to Ahmet Best. It happened to Moses Ingram. If you, like he said, when you
too, she came out with her phone and she was like, "You see this right here? This is it. I'm gonna read it, and I'll screenshot it. I'll show you. Those are just some of the worst ones. Like you can't delegitimize. It happens, right? Sorry to interrupt you, but yeah."
And it's the point. And then these people out here talking about, you know, oh, I can't believe we're still talking about this. I thought that we were like, you know, this. It's just again, your privilege. A lot, bro. A lot of the privilege is showing.
People who I respect in this space took it like he was talking about Star Wars fans generally, and not talking about the racist ones. Like obviously, this doesn't apply to you if you don't have a history of being racist.
But a hit dog will holler. A hit dog will
Oh,
holler
holla.
every single time. And that's why I said, if that boot fucking fits, lace that bitch up. He did not specifically say anybody. He said some Star Wars fans. That is in the quote, is it not? Some Star Wars fans?
I mean, Control F. Some. You can always tell it's something when some Star Wars fans try to say, "Well, let me." Yeah. He said some right there.
Yeah, he's not talking about he's not, talking about everybody. It's just
Because
like in
why
the
would he be
recast
talking
space.
about the people who were like, oh, obviously Finn didn't get enough push. It was a really interesting storyline to have a defected Star Trooper. Why would he be talking about those people? Like, damn, you can't even pay him the benefit of the doubt that he wouldn't be specifically talking about you who have been calling for more Finn. You can't make any more room for him to criticize anyone else in the fandom.
That's why when I read Will T, Star Wars fans been like this in '79. I know he's not talking about the ones who are inclusive. I know this comment is exclusively for the racist fans since 1979.
Yes. Absolutely. So it is and like I said, they knew that reading it, that he's not specifically talking to everybody or whatever, but that's your moment to go on and make it seem like he's over exaggerating his feelings, because that's what a lot of people were saying. Oh, he's over exaggerating, and why are we still on this? And there were people that were defending, like, all that shit, instead of actually, sitting back and looking at the plight of what he's trying to say.
Yeah,
you were dismissive with it. Like, again, your privilege starts to show. Then your privilege is showing because you've never had to experience that being white in America or
I
the
heard
world.
one take that, oh man, this was the wildest take I heard of it, is that these comments actually mean that he's signed back on with Disney.
I saw that too.
And he's fighting the fans on Disney's behalf.
I saw that weird a theory. No, why would he do that?
About being placed as a character, as a sideline, as a best friend, as a buddy, right? In addition to someone else's story. Well, somebody has to put him in that position. He doesn't walk in the room and pick what role he's playing. So you think he would have his criticism over where he's placed at the same time he's actively mending his relationship with said individuals?
That's a bold strategy.
That makes sense to you. That okay. We off the rails, boy. We losing recipes, folks.
Yeah, that's a real theory out there. It's crazy.
He said it during number 1 on the call sheet. That was very pro-black. Okay. Let's go to some super chats.
You know what song you need to put on there? I haven't heard that song in forever. That
Boat convo. Ooh, would that be 6? You got 5?
Ooh, that's a good conversation. And yes,
it's an interesting convo.
I think. Are we ready to have the conversation? Is Steph one of the greatest players of all time?
Well, he's already one of the greatest players of all time. If you're saying better than Michael Jordan, you'd have to convince me that Steph was ever even half the defender that Michael Jordan was. Same thing with Kobe Bryant. There are people within that top 5, top 10 range that were two-way players and affected the game. So it's hard, even as much as Steph has on the offensive end, and he's a decent defender. He never affects the game on the defensive end the way that Jordan
does on offense.
Kobe, a Shaq, Tim Duncan, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, those kind of guys.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I definitely think that defensively, he's not, I'm not having conversations about Steph after. Not have they had conversations like that about, has he had like great defensive games? Yeah, but is it like, night for night he's bringing into these different? No, it's not. So offensively, is he doing obviously off the wall shit? Yeah. I mean, has he changed the game? Not just in the NBA, but even in these like high school, middle school, or college with kids and athletes taking shots from the volleyball line? Absolutely. I just don't. Again, I agree with you. I don't know if I can put him up there as like one of the greatest of all time. Is he one of the greatest 3-point shooters? Is he the greatest 3-point shooter of all time? Yes. But is he? Can I put him up there?
He'll end up being the best point guard. He'll probably end up being the best point ever.
I could see that too.
I mean, it's kind of tough to go any other direction than that when you got a player that was that good for that long, and then you add another ring to it. Yeah, I mean, slide over Magic, even though that's my best point guard of all time.
That's what Professor was. That's why I was agreeing with Professor Filmfan there when he just said over Magic, because that would be tough.
That's my point guard, but again, you start putting the resumes up to each other, and it gets tough, man. It's tough. It's two different games, obviously.
Right.
Two different lanes, of course.
Two different
Magic's
times,
top 5
also.
in assists. He's up there on rebounds as well. Steph is going to be up. Obviously, he's going to be in the top 10 in points when it's all said and done. So, and he's going to he's already he's top the 3-pointer list, if I'm not mistaken. So, I don't know. It's going to be a really tough argument there with Magic and Steph, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Hey, yo, CJH Entertainment has been spazzing for like the last 2 or 3 minutes about Star Wars names.
I don't see it. Oh.
Yeah. Who the
New
fuck
gun
named
roll.
her daughter Padme?
Amidala.
It blew my mind. I watched was that no, that was Phantom. No, that wasn't Phantom. That was Attack of the Clones. When they find out she had that double in the Senate, I was like, oh shit, that's not her.
Yeah, that was Phantom Menace.
Was
when
that
she
Phantom?
reveals
No.
when she reveals
we found
herself.
out. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. You found out in Phantom, and then we see her again in Attack.
She dies at the very beginning. Yes, Star Wars. Speaking, since we're on Star Wars, did we see the trailer for Tales of the Underworld that they are dropping on May the 4th? A surprise, to be sure. Pleasant one. The trailer for that.
I didn't see it, but do you mean there was news?
No, there's a trailer. They dropped a trailer. Comes out May
Of
4th.
what?
Wow.
Tales of the Underworld. Here, go to Twitter.
Yes, that shit looks awesome. I ain't even gonna cap. I don't know who made that. I'm watching it.
I'm nervous though because Tales of the Empire trailer looked awesome too. Tales of the Empire was anything but awesome. It was anything but awesome.
Well,
Tales
yeah,
of the Empire.
Tales of the Empire.
Oh man, the very beginning of Tales. You go show this, and I'm going to show you something from Tales of the Empire.
Is out here. Then again, you're no stranger, Lady Ventress.
Okay.
We got a problem here. Just saw him right in.
Cad Bane.
Cad Bane.
The great one, the best bounty hunter in Star Wars.
He was your best friend.
Things have changed. You took everything from me.
Who are you?
I was Count Dooku's lead assassin. I don't want that life anymore.
Is that a Force sensitive?
Bane, no one needs to die.
Get them.
The music is great. See, this is a Star Wars trailer.
This shit look good, man. I don't
No,
know
it looks
how
fantastic.
they slipped up and made this.
They typically don't miss with animation.
This revenge, I hope it was worth it. It will be.
And he looks older.
No, he's definitely younger here.
This
He was older than
smells-
Order
it reeks
66.
of Dave. It smells like OG Dave, man. It feels like very much so Clone Wars.
And see, we were hearing rumors. So, okay, I don't talk about Star Wars a lot because there's not much to talk about. But there's just like with Marvel, there are Star Wars rumors, and there were rumors of Tales of the Underworld, Tales of the Clones, or Tales of the Sith. And there was one more. So, what a lot of the scoopers are thinking that do the Star Wars scoops are thinking that Tales of the Clones, Tales of the Sith, and that I forget that other one are still coming because they got this one right. Tales of the Underworld was one of the names that was on that list. So there's probably a list that they have already been working on. Like, you know, I bet you one of the clone stories is going to be Cody. What actually happened to Cody after 66? Did he, because, you know, Cody was wrestling with, after what he did to Obi-Wan and everything, after he had that conversation with Rex, he was wrestling with the idea of what they did to the Jedi. So what happened to Cody? We know what happened to him in Legends, but they changed that. So that's a story. I think they might do Wolf as another one, you know, Plo Koon's clone that lost his eye. And then Tales of the Sith, they can go anywhere with that. So
I don't know
when
what's
they
going on
when
with
they
the-
Star Wars, they cook.
I don't know what's going on with the future of Lucasfilm, but this shit, look, that's crack. Whatever they got going
The
on here,
animation.
build on that.
This was the future because Ventress had a little apprentice and he was holding a blue lightsaber by the time we got to the end of that trailer. That's key, and he's a human character, right? I expect to see that guy in live action some point in time. Good. I need Jedi, especially
I don't
after you
think
know what
so.
happened. You know how
Live
Luke Skywalker's
action, there's
academy
some stuff
and
going
all of the
on.
Padawans that he's been training go nowhere, and there's no future of like lightsaber wielding force ability people in the Star Wars universe. So to see a kid post Order 66, and he's young and he's a kid, by the time we get to the ages of 7, 8, 9, by that time, and if they go to 10, 11, 12, that kid will be old enough to be a factor, and he'll be trained because Ventress would have taught him everything we need him to know. They're missing Jedi, and
He's already been trained though. This kid's just
What?
he's just a survivor. This kid's just a survivor of Order 66. He's already been trained. He's had a master and everything. I mean, if you put that logic with him, you have to put that logic toward every survivor of Order 66. Where's Quinlan Vos? Where's Gunji? I could go on and on with a lot of the Padawans that miraculously survived Order 66.
So many of them got away.
I
How are
didn't
there
think
so
he was
many
a survivor.
survivors in Order 61?
No, he's an Order 66 survivor.
So was he like the 10th?
That's
now?
it. No. He's an Order 66 survivor. It's going to be revealed in the show, but he's just a
Where was
Padawan.
he in relation to Reva? And then where were they both at in relation to Grogu? Because
Kestis, Reva.
Yeah,
Grogu.
there's Cal. Yep, all them.
they didn't get
Gunji
nobody.
is still out
They
there.
was in there fucking around.
Ahsoka.
What if they go in there and they retcon it? Well, no, because Anakin was in there going nuts. Never mind. I was about to say they could retcon it and be like, oh, but they actually didn't kill any of them. They let them all go.
I got 6. Kenobi and Yoda count also, so that's like. And then
Are
Quinlan
we?
Vos.
So you're talking Quinlan Vos,
Castanews
Barris
survived because
Offee,
they thought- Barris Offee 10.
yeah, Barris survived. Let's see, who else survived? Oh God, there's a lot of them. Let me think. Luminara did survive, but she was captured later on, and then her body was used by the Empire
This is
to
a
lure
compliment.
in other survivors.
That doesn't count then.
Yeah, I'll take that. No, that counts. She survived. She was just caught. Kanan's another one.
Yeah.
So how many is that?
I'm at 11.
That's
right
just
now.
12 that we've or 11 that we've just named thus
At
far.
this point, they
But
might as well
there's
just
more.
retcon it and be like, yeah, we didn't kill anybody. We actually let the kids go because that was the one part that we couldn't carry out. It was too much. We just let them go.
I mean, because if you think about it, and I try not to think about it this way because I don't want to ruin it for myself. But if you think about it, like it's like as many Jedi that survived, they easily could have reconnected, recalibrated, come up with a plan and been like, hey, let's go do this.
If they knew,
There's a lot of Jedi that survived.
Something like that.
Yeah, that's like you said. It's if they knew.
Scatter and go into hiding, so you're probably not looking to communicate. You don't want nobody.
And that is true too. You know, Obi-Wan's message. He said, "Don't come back to them. That time's gone." So, yeah, that's true too. And then you've got all these Inquisitors down, you know, hunting down the rest of the Jedi. This is a new Inquisitor we're about to see going up against Asajj. So who knows how many Inquisitors they even had dispatched? You know, a lot of those survivors were turned into Inquisitors. The Grand Inquisitor himself was originally a Temple Guard before being turned into the Great Inquisitor. So, you know, other Jedi too were tortured, and we saw it in Tales of the Empire. Actually, that's one of the storylines in Tales of the Empire, the Inquisitorius, and you see Barriss go through the Inquisitorius and become an Inquisitor, and with the second sister and some of the other Inquisitors that we saw in the Obi-Wan show and things like that. Yeah, so they tortured the hell out of a lot of the survivors.
So let's get out of the specifics here a little bit, because I do want to expand the conversation to Lucasfilm, because this is very interesting to see this project coming out right now. I'm sure it was already in the pipeline, but this feels like a Dave project. There is talk that maybe there is a little bit of resistance going on to Kathleen Kennedy. Maybe that's a little bit of the cause of the holdup in information around the sloth of Rey films that we're supposedly getting, that Darius is so excited for. If there was somebody leading the charge versus Kathleen Kennedy that's kind of poo-pooing on her parade and preaching or begging at this point for a new direction or a reboot, who is that figure? Because I heard Favreau is on his way out. I'm hearing Favreau don't want to have nothing to do with it. He's going to do this shitty Grogu and Mando movie and peace out. I don't think Filoni necessarily has the spine. So somebody is holding the whole Rey train up. Who is it?
I forget who her name is. She is.
Carrie
It
Beck.
is the rumor. Who? Say it again.
Carrie Beck.
Carrie
Yes,
Beck. I heard that's
Carrie Beck.
who-
Carrie,
I heard that's who
Carrie
Kathleen
Beck and Dave Filoni. Yes, Carrie Beck and Dave Filoni will likely be the pairing. It's definitely not going to be John. Kathleen ruined that when she fucked up
Messed up
Mandalorian
Mando.
season
Yeah.
3.
Oh yeah.
So he doesn't want anything to do, at least from what we're, like you said, from what we're hearing, he doesn't want anything to do with Lucasfilm. Once he's done with that movie, he's done. And money wise, I guess they would have to pay him out the ass to get him to do it, opposed to what he makes per movie or per when he's directing or something like that. I forgot what the exact narrative was, but no, he doesn't want to do anything with it. And like you said, Dave doesn't have the spine. So if you have Dave up there with Carrie Beck, it's literally Kathleen Kennedy just stepping behind the scenes. I'm still here. I'm
Put her
still doing
hand
all that.
inside
Yeah.
one of them and just move their mouth.
Yeah. Because Dave's not going to object. Dave's not going to be like, oh, no, he's such a company guy. He's just going to be
So
like,
then what's the holdup? Then why haven't we gotten, talk on Rey? Should we expect to see Daisy Ridley tomorrow at CinemaCon? Are they gonna
May 4th? May 4th.
Films?
May 4th is what everyone is expecting. If there really truly is something cooking with this Rey shit and all the rumors we've been hearing,
Okay,
May
I like
4th is when they should. And if
like
they
that.
don't, then I don't believe it's real, because that's literally your day. That is your day, May the 4th. And we know Star Wars. I'm sorry, not May the 4th. Star Wars Celebration.
Star Wars
is when
Celebration. I knew what you were
Celebration.
saying. Yeah. I agree. If it's happening, Star Wars Celebration. First of all, what else do you got going on? You told us about these Rey films a year ago, and you said nothing about them since. And Daisy don't even see 2 years ago. Sorry. And Daisy doesn't seem like she knows anything about it. Star Wars Celebration this year. If you're really staying around, Kathleen, because you've been on this media tour convincing everybody that you're not fucking leaving. Okay. So then show us the movie. Show us something. Is Charmaine with you? Is she coming? You know what I mean? Are you bringing what's homeboy? What's Deadpool's guy?
Sean Levy.
Sean Levy coming with you? Hey, where's Ryan Johnson? Is he in the car with you too? Bring them all. Let's talk about the projects, and you let us know what's going on. Because I agree, if we're boiling this down to what they do and don't show at Star Wars Celebration, I would love for that to be the final nail. I would love for that to be the confirmation of the original leak that she on her way out, and that that they're in the process of figuring out who's going to replace her. But if we get announcements, brothers, it's over. It's over. Like, even more over than what Marvel is right now, because I think they're closer to reshuffling things than they are at Lucasfilm. They have to be. It didn't ever seem like Kathleen Kennedy's going anywhere. But I think you're right. Star Wars Celebration will be the test. If they end up showing something, announcing something, well, not even announcing. I'm not taking announcements no more. They announce whatever the hell they want. Show us something. If we don't get any type of poster, a little sizzle reel, anything, anything tangible, I don't believe it's happening.
They have to come with it. Celebration.
And that's on April 20. Celebration is coming for 2 weeks or 3 weeks away now.
Around 2 weeks, I guess. 17 days.
Chill. That what I just sent you in your DMs. Will you play that? It'll probably get copyrighted, but it's only a minute. I'll take it out of the stream later. This is the only good thing, in my opinion, from Tales of the Empire. Tales of the Empire really was a bag of garbage, but this particular scene, this was great.
Come on.
Start that over though.
Let's go. Come on.
Oh,
Grievous
on Dathomir, taking out the Night Sisters.
Stay back. Seti Nakdor time. My seed.
This nigga got like 4 arms. Oh. She should have tried to power her too.
Our mini. No, them is the real witches right there. That shit is great. Grievous telling her to run, it's great. That is in a comic, but I love that they brought it to life and we got to see him take out Dathomir. So it's pretty cool. That's the only thing that was good to me out of that whole show. For whatever reason, that whole arc is tied around Morgan Elsbeth. Out of all fucking characters, Morgan fucking Elspeth. I don't get it.
It's a woman and Kathleen Kennedy's in charge.
Yes, there you go. Because that is the most least interesting character that they have. Even I'm be honest with you. I'm not even like trying. I would have preferred you done a Ray. Do 3 episodes of Ray before you do 3 episodes of Morgan Elsbeth. Morgan Elsbeth. Okay. So yeah, no, it wasn't good to me. But yep, Star Wars Tales of the Underworld, May 4th. Check it out. What is our next one? Was it Superman? Because I think unless you guys did that one already.
Yeah, let's do Superman.
Superman.
Michael Nemo paid. Let's give Michael Nemo some.
We gon' get hot tonight. That's right. That's right. All right. We gon' take a ride tonight.
If who's Tony Gilroy? The Andor guy?
Yes.
If Tony Gilroy had a say in the future Star Wars projects, I'd be fine with that. We wouldn't bar sabers if he was tinkering with the galaxy at large. What? No.
Not having
Andor fans are
lightsabers in
bizarre.
Star Wars is very strange.
That's no T'Challa in Wakanda. What are you talking about?
No, I think he's saying that it wouldn't be like that if they gave him the larger Star Wars audience instead of just the Andor audience.
That is
I
what
think
he's
he's
saying.
kind of sticking to that because of Andor and what it is. I mean, maybe Tony Gilroy is the one that has the big problem with the direction. He's like, hey, people are watching my stuff. People watching my shit. Give me a chance. You know, why can't I get a swing?
Yeah, but in reality, no one was watching Acolyte either. It wasn't charting on Nielsen or anything either. That was just that same thing.
Acolyte?
I'm sorry, not Acolyte. I meant Andor season 1 was
Same
not
stuff.
chart. Yeah, it wasn't charting on Nielsen or anything either. There were a select few people. Well, I don't want to say select few people. There were people. Well, let the numbers tell it. There were a select few people watching Andor. I think that second trailer they put out was fantastic, and I think that is it making me gonna go watch Andor season 2? Probably not. I'm pretty interested to see what the episode is where the I don't even know her name, but the Imperial officer is getting choked out. Is that Vader or da, 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 da. So that stuff interests me. Outside of that, I know where they're all going. They're all gonna die.
You feel it's like we know where the story is going. I can't get that much into it. I can't.
Yeah, they're all gonna
We
die.
know where we're headed.
And Tony Gilroy's not a fan of Star Wars. I've heard him, or I've heard it from him. So no, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, Golden State is whooping LA's ass.
Oh, they should put Bronny in.
They should. I'm sure that would help him out.
Seems to be when he plays his best when we're losing.
Garbage time minutes.
Yeah.
Can we play this? I mean, I guess we can. We just played that Star Wars trailer. I was gonna say, or that Star Wars whole minute deal. That's definitely going
Warner
to
Brothers
get
gonna kick our ass if you do it.
Oh, they are
Warner Brothers is terrible.
definitely going to.
So I would leave the sound off. Let's make sure we keep talking about it and describing, and then cut it. Don't play the whole 5 minutes of it. This is what they showed at Cinemacon, right?
Of the dog.
But James put it out. So can we? Is he not like allowing people to?
There's a description of it. It's already up on YouTube. We don't have to risk all the money that we, the stream. We don't have to do that. We know Warner Brothers is fickle. At least I know them to be very fickle. They don't let you.
Oh, well, they hit me every time. Every time. That's why I don't even react to their shit anymore. It pisses me off because you got the joke stuff there.
Yeah, it is a very joking theme.
He's hurt, and the dog
I didn't
wants
hate
to
it.
play with him. He's
Am I
him.
I in the minority on the stream? I didn't hate the humory jokey here.
Yeah,
well, I think you're going to hate it in relation to probably what's going on with the script. But I would say for this clip that they showed us, right? The beginning here with Crypto, where they end up, some of the visuals that you get, the quantum or the Fortress of Solitude or whatever. I think some of that stuff is cool. I think what is going to be distracting constantly is that we need to fit a joke in every 5 seconds. We need to have the robots joking, and Crypto needs to be.
Yeah, the robot joke. When the robot started joking, I was like, it's too many.
Lex is going to find a way to work some humor in there. And then how much humor did you give Rachel Brosnahan to this thing just ends up being a.
How much did you give to Nathan Fillion?
Nathan Fillion's going to be joking. You already know. Like, it's not going to be. This is not going to be a very straight shooter Superman. And if that's what you were looking for, if you were looking for upbeat, giddy, happy, jokey, like a Suicide Squad version of
that would, yeah.
Guardian. I mean, I'm trying to
the Guardians.
Superman.
Guardians.
Then maybe this will work for you. For one, I think the humor in this film is going to be a lightning rod. It's either going to be very refreshing for people who just wanted a break from the Snyder version of Superman, the Cavill version, or those folks are going to absolutely hate this shit. They're going
Oh,
to
they're gonna hate it. They are
they're
going
going to
to
hate this shit.
kill this.
It is such a stark comparison, and not that he needed to relate to Snyder's version of Superman at all. It wasn't his job to do that. But it is such a far cry. And it's not like that Superman iteration was unpopular. Right? Like there were maybe some things you could take from it and kind of incorporate, but he's going so far away with this shit, bro.
Yeah, like even like I said, I like the dog. I liked Crypto jump. Like it was that didn't really bother me. Like I thought it was gonna bother me at first when he first jumped on him and he was like, oh, and then he jumped on him again. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
this is
it
the
was funny.
joking. Yeah, I didn't mind that. This though, when we got to the Fortress of Solitude and the robots started joking, I was like, ooh, that is two back-to-back jokes.
Like, oh, you don't have to thank us, sir, because we do not have empathy. Beep, boop,
Oh,
pop,
he
boop.
looked at me, and yeah, and then she's like, "Oh, he looked at." Like, I was like, "Oh, I still like the clip," but I was like, "Oh, that's a That was
It's
my
gonna be
concern.
something that you're gonna be like, please stop doing that. I want to get back to the
Yes,
movie. Please stop doing that. I just want to watch the movie.
that was my concern from the very beginning when Gunn said, "I'm writing and directing." I was always worried that it was going to just simply be, Guardians of the Galaxy, but Superman. I even went as far to say, I hope we don't see, Superman doing some type of dance off or Lex, trying to. Yeah, I don't want to see that. Right now in this 5 minutes, the jokes haven't completely derailed me, and I still enjoyed this 5 minutes. It was still okay. It wasn't like, oh, okay, I need to see the rest of the film, but we'll see.
What
I
you talking
believe
about?
this was the
Mofo? I
5.
said Snyder's version was popular. So it was very popular. Henry Cavill Superman is very popular.
I believe
Yeah,
this is the clip that's supposed to play before movies and trailers. This is what they had prepared.
in front of Minecraft. Yeah.
I'll be honest. When I read the description of this scene, it felt a lot more epic. Like some of the stuff they were describing felt like it was going to be like, oh shit, for real? Like, okay, all right. And seeing it practically, man, I still hate the kaiju. Seeing the fact that Superman is going to take a fireball to the face didn't change that for me. Looks stupid. Nathan Fillion still looks like trash. Hawk Girl still looks like trash. I think the coolest part of this was how they started to heal him. But then also, I've never seen the sun hurt Kal-El, even when it was rejuvenating him. I don't know why it would, cause him pain. So that was a little bit off-putting.
I
Also,
was
want to know
thinking
who
that
fucked him up
too.
like that.
Well, if we're to believe the rumors, spoiler, I won't say it, but if we're to believe those rumors, it's that guy.
Somebody did.
I thought the same thing when the sun thing was happening. I was like, is it hurting him, or is it like is it like powering him up? I was like, what is it doing exactly? But I don't know. If Marvel really does drop this Fantastic Four trailer tomorrow, the description that has come out from Cinemacon for that was more interesting than the Superman one for me. Just Shalabala saying what she's saying to Reed, telling him that your universe is marked for death. Them having a conversation that it seemed dark. It seemed like it was going down that, there was other descriptions from the trailer too, that I guess the team was on a talk show talking about how they got their powers, because they're obviously, just like in comics, they're celebrities. But they got you get your first look at Silver Surfer. So if that trailer does drop tomorrow, in comparison, we will be able to go back and look at Superman's 5 minutes, Marvel's trailer, and be like, who's still Jurassic Park taking July, but out of those
Jurassic
two,
Park, but the
I'm telling you, the description I've read for that, I'm ready for Jurassic Park, because they're talking about going back to the original horror elements, like the novel. Brother, I'm ready to see that. Dinosaurs, yeah.
Jurassic Park is going to kick ass. I think whoever comes in second will be happy to have that position and will probably make a decent killing. It'll probably make good residual, because most people that'll be going for their first or second viewing of Jurassic Park will be like, oh well, we haven't seen so and so yet. We haven't seen the other one yet. Whatever that other one is will probably be their movie money for the month. That'll probably be all that they see in July. So it'll be very steep competition.
After coming off a Thunderbolts viewing, the guy's gonna be like, I don't want to see another Marvel one. Let me go to see Superman.
That kind of stuff snowballs. And then if you don't get a performance from Fantastic Four, don't talk to me about the Doomsday stuff. Don't talk to me. If we are in the same spot we are today, going into Doomsday, I will take as many bets as y'all want. I'll take them all.
I don't know. I'm optimistically curious to know what Thunderbolts does. I'm very curious. I'm optimistic for Thunderbolts just because I think that the action of it all might interest people. I don't know. I mean, I really don't know. Fantastic Four, like you said, it really does depend on Thunderbolts and all that. If I don't know that Downey gets people to go see Fantastic Four.
He's not going to be in it enough.
He won't be advertised in it.
He won't be advertised. You're right.
Yeah, so
it's unfortunate because they've been struggling with quality. Quality has marginally improved, but you can't see the effect of it because people have moved on from quantity and now they're just going off a reputation. Marvel now has a reputation for creating bad product.
Tell Daredevil.
We've got.
But I also think that has to do with. I also think it has to do though with relevancy. Is what I'm watching relevant to the next Avengers film?
Yep.
Is what I'm paying attention because Daredevil is not relevant to shit.
It's not, but then that has been Marvel though for the last couple of years, and so now we're expecting for them to just instantly change that here in the next couple of films and for it to be effective. Like I said, I think that's still a little bit projection as opposed to being a guaranteed thing. Like that's still a bit of a guess because it's been so long since they were actually doing it.
I said it with the first Fantastic Four trailer and and maybe that was purposeful. I remember, a lot of the YouTubers, other YouTubers and things, bigger YouTubers that were reacting to it were saying, kind of disappointed, not what they were expecting. I said if they didn't wow with the first trailer, they might be in trouble. But I think they absolutely have to wow with this second Fantastic Four trailer. Like, I don't know what you got to show in it. I don't know what the dialogue between Silver Surfer and
overshare though.
Right. I don't. That's what I'm saying. Don't overshare because I still don't want Downey shown. I don't even think. I think what we've seen of Galactus is enough. I don't think you need to see. Or maybe if you want to show a hand or something, I don't know. But don't. We don't need to hear him speak. I know we probably are. I don't. Any of that. I don't think we should see any of that. We shouldn't see any of that.
It didn't help with Brave New World that only made 400 million. Don't give us too much.
Yeah, I think they should stick to the mystique of it all and really, stick
make
to
your
the mystique
diehard
of it all.
audience want to see it again. Don't make your diehard audience have seen so much of the footage and trailers. There's no desire to revisit.
Now, Josh says Captain America. Not as Captain America. I don't know who it is. I don't know if it is. I don't know who he's as, but he says Chris Evans is in this film. He says his sources close to him have told him that Chris Evans is in the Fantastic Four. And what fucking now it takes it. He says those. Remember the picture from like a couple months ago where they were sneaking somebody in and you could only see his legs.
You think that was Chris Evans?
He says his sources are telling him that was Chris Evans.
Oh,
but in what capacity?
Well, then maybe the incursions start in Fantastic Four, and maybe that's why it's not going to take all that much lead up. Like it's literally going to start happening in Fantastic. That's the only thing that aligns with what you're saying.
That makes sense.
If the incursion starts in Fantastic Four.
That's how you advertise this movie. You tell us that there's going to be a cameo of characters you actually care about.
Start here.
That's it. This is how you advertise it.
Okay, in Avengers Storm, are you coming back? Nope.
What?
Girl, bye.
mind having.
I was like, is this something do you know something I've done?
Chris, like, what? I thought you just said you were. We were just talking about it.
So that's how we get interest.
Ricardo,
Is
Ricardo,
Halle Berry
you're
gonna-
on. You. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Forget it.
Is Halle Berry going to?
Yeah. Just I was gonna say more about that. That Halle Berry. That's how you generate interest here. What people are thinking about isn't is a plot point in a movie we watched a year ago going to be furthered? They're not thinking that. Fans for Avengers Doomsday are into the cast. James Marsden's name is on a chair. Patrick Stewart. That's how they're going to make you care about seeing this movie. The advertisement strategy is who pops up. It worked for Spider-Man No Way Home, and that was a strategy, no matter how much. Yeah.
Deadpool.
So now here we got Halle Berry saying no. I remember Andrew Garfield saying also no. That doesn't mean anything to me. I think they'll figure it out. Well, they'll pay Halle Berry a lot of money to appear in one scene just so that they can say
She's already in it.
She's already in it?
She's already in it. Yeah, she's lying. She's in that next group of chairs that's to be announced. She's already in it.
I believe that her negotiation is taking a little bit longer because of how X3 went. You know, they lied to her, pitched her a fake movie to get her to come back for X3. So if she's holding out for more money, I think that's legit. It's some of these other ones that were not for Fantastic Four, but for Doomsday that I'm kind of questioning, man. Like, is Elizabeth Olsen actually coming back? Like, is that a done deal, or is she just kind of being quiet about it, or is she really not there?
I saw what Tina said.
Like, I could see her not coming back.
I could see it, but bro, the Scoopers have been on with the rumors, though. They've been on. We know some of these, like, you know, and if we are to still believe some of the things that they're saying, she's in it. She's in it. She's got that relationship with Doom. And not only that, why else would the Champions? Why else, you know, Vision Quest filming right now, you know, with Tommy and Wiccan? What's the point of all that?
So one thing we have to realize is that we still haven't identified what exactly out of all these leaks is the misdirection. And we know for a fact through Marvel history, some bit of this is misdirection from Marvel. Is it the Defender stuff where they're actually going to make sense and not include them in a film where they already have 30 other adult actors to spare time against?
Yeah.
You know, is that misdirection? Because they had a random picture of Dupe in there. That is a key candidate for getting cut for me. That entire section there with Star-Lord and Wong and the little guys. Even the Black Panther thing, is this a red herring? Do we plan on continuing this? Is this actually stuff that we were, you know, pitching as an idea to Ryan Coogler or whatever? You know, I don't think every single thing, medieval style Hawks, all of the stuff that we were talking about from Spider-Man, like, I don't think every single last bit of this stuff is going to make it to the finish line, to the cutting board. So some of this stuff is abject misdirection from Marvel. We just got to figure out which is the hardest part.
Yeah. Ricardo, again, not spoiling anything from rumors for Fantastic Four, but you're on to it right there with what you said. And Marcus, you said it too with the incursion. We're supposed to see our first incursion in this film. So how that works, how early, how late into the film, I don't know. So is Chris, if he's in it, is Chris Evans in a post-credit scene? Is he? I don't know. So we'll see.
Super chat.
Me.
You know why? You know the lyrics to that song.
I sure do.
Well, Darius does, of course.
Yeah, I do.
Mini-Me is in the lyrics. Michael said that I heard Cap going back turned into Doom somehow. Wait, so there's going to be a Robert Downey Doom and there's going to be a Chris Evans Doom?
No, Chris Evans.
No, he said Chris Evans going back and replacing the Stones caused Doom is probably what I think that's what he's getting to.
Eric, thank you for reading, because every time I read Michael Nemo's, it's just everywhere. But Marcus corrects me. Cap going back turned into Doom somehow. okay, yeah. So there's 3 points in time which they time travel to in Endgame. One of them becomes the version of time. So they created this problem basically.
Have you
Dog,
seen
they're
the?
going to retcon Tony's story to even get us here. They're going to retcon it all the way back to the start. Like, oh, he wasn't even supposed to be this person. Maybe he's adopted. They're actually going to try to look us in our faces and be like, oh, that guy was never supposed to be. He's actually supposed to be Victor Von Doom.
Interesting.
That's that. What a gut punch. What a
There's
gut
a
punch.
working theory that that Victor Von Doom is from the real 616 MCU timeline before the multiversal war. That's how they're still keeping Kang in all of this somehow before the multiversal war. But when the multiversal war happened and Kang utilized Goliath, he split it in two and made this false reality that is the current MCU.
I'll believe they're using Kang when he answers Jonathan Major's letter.
Yeah, and that somehow Doom is upset with this, upset that you changed the timelines of things and everything, blah, blah, blah.
And now his villain arc is just a rebuke to the life that he should have had. Dog, you are asking so much. That's not appealing. That is not appealing. At least not to me. I'm not everybody.
It's not to me. But also, I've been saying, and I still am going to say it. I mean, maybe I'll like it on screen. I don't know. But I don't even like the idea. A lot of people keep saying like, oh, how do you not like the idea of Sam going up against his hero Cap, of Yelena going up against her? Because it's fucking lazy and boring. I don't want to see Yelena go up against Natasha. I want to see Sam go up against Steve. Spider-Man fighting Tony because that was his mentor, and whoever else fucking had a connection with somebody else fighting them. I don't want to see that. And I really, truly believe that's what they're doing. It's whatever cabal he's going to have, it's just going to be the past or different versions of the Avengers if this would have happened.
Having a whole multiverse of villains and then going to pick your heroes from phases old.
It doesn't make sense,
man. Like,
I don't even want to believe that I don't even want to believe that that's what they're doing. I don't. It's like how
you have 2K sliders. You got shooting, you got rebounding, steals. Their creative slider is like down on 10%. And their creativity slider is 0.
Yeah. Don't want to see it.
Oh man.
You could do King Thanos, and that's something too with all those rumors. Where the fuck does King Thanos even fit into this? What? Like what? So I'm like, I'm tired. I'm like, this is how the fuck do you supposed to? I think that's my biggest thing for me personally. I'm curious. I want to know how the fuck you pulled this off. What story are you diverting to? The leaked Kang Dynasty script leaked or whatever. If that really was real, how do you divert from that to like? How do you give us something better than that? I don't know. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Like, or do you really bring Majors back? Are you killing Kang off screen? Because to me, that's lazy as fuck too. Killing Kang off screen. You could have easily had that perfect moment of having Jonathan Majors working with Robert Downey Jr. and both of these villains to get, bro. That could have been.
There's a
magic.
There's a run from. This had to have been at least like 2 years now. Christopher Cantwell, I think it was the writer. He wrote a Doom series. It lasted around like 10 or 12 issues, I think. Maybe even shorter than that. It might have been like 8 or 9. Whole premise was Doom is bouncing around universes trying to find another what is that little switch he uses in is it Secret Wars? The little switch thing, the nullifier.
The nullifier, yeah.
Right. So
Kang is in that.
Yes, he is. Right. So it's this continuous like time loop thing where like Kang sends him on the mission, but he finds Kang along the time path. However, he finds the only other universal version of him who has another nullifier, right? He finds this version of him, and this version of him that has it is best friends with Reed Richards. He actually mentors Franklin and Valerio on a regular basis. He's used all of his resources to build a better world, like he lives in some sort of fucking utopia. He's denounced all of his villain ways. He talks about how all of his attacks against the Fantastic Four and Reed were just vanity and ego. And whole time, Doom is bringing all of this shit, and he's like, there's no way this dude can be as smart as me. And he's teaching them all these kind of stuff, and he's showing them all the technology. He's cured cancer. He's done all type of shit when he stopped wasting time trying to compete with Reed, right? And that's what he's trying to get over to this Doom. He's like, I'm just trying to get this off to you. He gets done talking to him. Last issue, he flips the fucking nullifier and destroys the entire universe. Just for the sake that he had made it out of his villainy, right? And I think he has another run-in with Kang. But I was like, I thought that would have been a very interesting way to kind of tie those two characters together, because they both tie up in there. It kind of includes an incursion if you count the nullifier. It would have been a nice way to kind of marry those two. But again, you know, Jonathan Majors can't catch a break. So
yeah. No, it would have been great. It would have been great to see both of them, you know. It'd have been great to see Kang actually finish whatever it was. So yeah, really cool.
Back to the Superman, because that's where the super chat that we got coming up next is to talk about the the sun portion of it, where that's how Superman gets his power. They magnify the heat of it, and I guess it hurts him. I guess.
Yeah, see, like I always knew, obviously that's a thing, right? Superman gets his power from the sun, but like, when did it start burning him up like this? Like, what?
I am currently rewatching Justice League Unlimited, and it doesn't. So I'm not sure.
This bit don't look good either. My bad, Darius. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, you're fine.
It looks
done. No. It'll be interesting to see. When does Lanterns come out? This year? No, they're filming right now.
No, they're filming now. Yeah.
Is Aaron in this, or is it just Nathan Fillion? Is he gonna show
Aaron is not advertised to be in this. His casting came out after they filmed Superman already, so
yeah, I think it's just Nathan Fillion in this one. But Fillion is now going to show up in the Lantern series. I heard.
Yeah, I see. I saw that.
Well, the Lantern series still might come out this year. It depends how much VFX they have to do.
Well, some pictures just came out from that. But what was the super chat for Superman?
But Michael Neiman, why would he need to be screaming and shit like that? Healing, like what's going on?
And you can hear the skin peeling back and everything.
Yeah, I didn't hear that. I did not hear that one. I missed that one. Is that it on Superman, or do we have another super from that?
Didn't you hear his skin peel back?
I'll have to listen to it.
It was like, so maybe that was his skin sizzling.
Yeah,
or healing.
That was all of the cells reattaching.
Early 2026.
All the cells reattaching.
Did we see did we have another super on Superman, or was that it?
That would be the super chat. And he says, I don't think the sun was hurting him. I think it was his bones resetting at a fast/intense rate.
Somebody broke his bones?
Well, remember the robots were saying fractured this, fractured that, broken bladder, blah, da, 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 da. I really want to say who did it.
Hey, listen, I should have said this before I started giving all my critiques. Disclaimer: I am a Superman hater. I have never been a Superman fan. I've never been a fan of the character, so just color some of my critiques with that. I probably should have started with this.
You don't like Kal-El?
It's not that I don't like Kal-El. I think his premise is a cheat code. I think him as a character doesn't compel me because there's not enough conflict within him as a person. There's just too much linear goodness. Yeah, go to this planet and help them. Now, the leaks of what this script might end up being for Superman. Hey man, now all of those classic Superman fans, you're gonna piss off. A guy like me, you may interest me. It's redone, it's rewashed. We're literally watching it on TV as we speak. But
there's a lot to like.
You could make it work. I don't like Superman either. He's powerful, white alien. Who's like it's not
again,
it doesn't have any real vulnerabilities, y'all. Like it doesn't feel when Superman falters, it's usually because of some kind of moral conundrum, choices to be made or something like that. There's very rarely a foe that can measure up to him physically.
Yeah, that could put him on the ice and need help from his dog to get back to get help, right? There's no one who can beat him of that much.
There's probably two people that I can think of right now.
One of them's in the movie.
I would hate for either one of them to be in this movie. It's way too early for that.
Who are you thinking?
Wait.
No, we can't do that. I don't want.
I'm not gonna say who it is.
Yeah, but I can read your face. Okay, go ahead. Say it. Do it, guys. Do it.
I'm not gonna make a face. I'm not gonna make a face. I'm looking at something on Google anyway.
Hey, there's.
Wait, I didn't get what you
get it. Cover your eyes.
Here, put it in private. Put it in the private to me.
Yeah. Well, he gonna see it.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Cover your eyes.
Okay, go.
Okay, well then I'm confused.
Or
wait. One more time. Okay, then I don't know who the hell this is.
No.
Then neither. If it's neither one of them, they shouldn't be breaking Superman's bones.
The character in black that may be a clone of Superman, Jesus. Superman sucks. He's Goku. Except
Who said that?
Well, Goku came second. Superman came in 38. Okay.
Who said that? Antonio film.
Next,
the character in black that may be Superman.
The next thing to talk about here. Mute yourself, idiot. The next thing to talk about, I think that was it. That was all the topics. We touched on Cinemacon and everything. We're good for the stream.
I tried to. I didn't know it wasn't muted. That was funny.
Dog. This is not going to be a great year.
Sony won Cinemacon. Sony came in with the Spider-Verse movie we thought was 10 years away. Remember, it's coming in 2027. That's 4 years from 23, which is it's a long time, especially with a cliffhanger that they left us on. We wanted to see Miles talking to his alternate Miles, but it's an understandable time. I can swallow it.
I can't.
I'm upset. I'm mad.
A brand new day. And there's other things. They made a Beatles film, quadrilogy. They told there was going to be 4 movies of this. They're not waiting for the first one to see if it succeeds or not. They're going and casting with the intention we get someone young here. So if you like the Beatles, which there is an audience for the Beatles, you'll be fine. It reminds me of the Michael Jackson documentary thing, or retelling biopic. It reminds me of that.
I love biopics, so I'll be watching.
Have you ever watched the biopic trilogy though? That feels
weird. That is weird. I mean, I guess with Jackson's The American Dream, when they used to play that shit on VH1, that shit was like 6 hours with commercials.
One movie though. If that's
it's true.
You want to continuously go back and see more biopic Beatles.
Is it really 3 parts? I didn't know
4.
that. Oh, I didn't know that. So is it like telling each one of their
No, they're all going to be in it. Each Beatle is playing, but when they were younger, and then when they made the second album, and then this is when they were super successful. Here's all the deaths. Yeah, they'll definitely do 4 movies in the span of It's nice to see characters age like that, though. I like that.
It'll be interesting, I guess.
Oh yeah, I remember now. This it's like a series. They're doing it like a mini series. It's going to be the first bingeable theatrical experience, is how they described it. So they're going to do like 4 weekends and release each weekend.
Well, that's
a part of it
interesting.
each weekend. Yeah,
That's interesting. That well, if it's good enough, I guess I could say I'd go the next weekend. I really like biopics though, so
I didn't think it would be like that, like where all 4 would come out the same year.
this is Sony, right?
Yeah.
I think the concept is pretty interesting, right? And it allows you to maximize on a true theatrical window. So if you're going to take 4 weeks to release these, you're probably going to have a buffer for people to rewatch any of the ones that they missed. So that'll take you clear into a 45-day window if you want to, which is what who was that? I think it was somebody from AMC said that they've talked to 3 major studios who agreed that they should probably go back to the 45-day window. Greed didn't win.
Yeah. Take it to what you said at the beginning there with Beyond the Spider-Verse. I quote retweeted that, and I put the gif of Kang. Time. So much time has passed. When did the last one come out? What year was that? 23?
23, 22, something like that. 22 or 23.
It's been some time, and we're talking 27, 28,
7,
27.
That's a gap. I mean, you have to think. Let's think. A kid that might have been in the 5th, 6th grade when they saw the last one is gonna damn near be graduating high school by this next one.
Yeah.
You're in 6th grade.
Shamik Moore ain't getting no
2022.
younger either.
Yeah.
He's gonna be an old man in there trying to voice act as young Miles. I don't know what's going on with it. I think that some of my idea of how to bring him into the live action was actually a thing, and it just got derailed by the Kang stuff. I think they actually flipped over their studio's head, and not just their studio's head, but like other people's studios as well, when they didn't do the Kang stuff. I think Kang was supposed to do a lot of what they're trying to use Robert Downey to do now and bring a lot of these stuff together. Yeah.
Marcus
and they just
is on it.
abandoned it. I don't understand.
You remember what I told you?
It's that bad.
You remember what I told you the last time we were talking about this? How Miguel O'Hara was supposed to be working with Kang, and the little AI deal he had in that was supposed to be his version or a version of Miss Minutes. Yeah, they were trying to. Yeah, they were trying to.
Beyond the Spider-Verse. I'm like, yo, why isn't he trying to find a live action universe and see what's going on with these Spider-Man? These niggas literally squatted up together in Peter's universe and then wiped everybody's memory. How is Miguel not aware of that? How is Miguel not why is that not a direct connection to pull in the Sony universe and legitimize it, get Miles on screen? You're serving dual masters, you're helping Marvel, and you're also letting Sony stand up on their own 2 feet. It's like I'm doing this shit for them in my head.
Yeah. No, and what a perfect way to bring them in, because I had even speculated when they revealed the name of the third one, Beyond the Spider-Verse. This was before, before Secret Wars was even confirmed, but a rumor. I was like, I bet you that Beyond the Spider-Verse could be a thing like they're breaking out of animation. It's going to be beyond, they're going to be coming into Secret Wars. They're going to be coming into the fold of live action. I do not like that whole deal from 2 weeks ago where I don't know if it was true or not. Marvel Studios was thinking about doing like a Who Framed Roger Rabbit type bullshit and having animation mixed with live action. I would pray to God. I would think that they are not that lost over there to think that a Who Framed Roger Rabbit Doomsday Secret Wars is going to stick. I don't want to see animated Miles standing next to, bro. When I tell you, I will demand my money back at whoever.
Not that they mix, right? Can something be happening in the animated universe at the same time that's consequential to the story? I wouldn't hate it as long as it matched in tone. But like you said, I don't want to see little computerized Miles Morales sitting next to Tom Holland Spider-Man and he looking down at him. He this big.
Bro, like
I don't, we don't
talking
need
to
that.
him. No.
Yeah, no, we don't need
But
that.
yeah, I don't like that at all. But yeah, that was a rumor, and I wish they would have stuck with that. That whole Miguel with his version of Miss Minutes deal, already knowing Kang, working with Kang by that point. That was the rumor, at least. He was already working with Kang by that point. That's where the tech came from for him. So yeah, it was a cool idea. It was a cool idea.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, Doom, like you said, is getting gonna replace all that. So
Cinemacon taught me how many of the franchises we care about. John Wick. There's going to be 3 new John Wick films. There's going to be more from.
Oh yeah, baby.
Oh yeah, and Ballerina, and Avatar is getting it's a new one. We complain all the time, Fast and Furious. We complain about all these franchise films. Nothing's original. I don't care as much about original stuff and new things that are unproven than I will with something that's got 2 movies already, and I get to revisit the character and add to the mythos. I don't think it's a problem. I think that's fine. Franchise films getting these huge budgets is what I'm talking about. Like that's why I enjoy attached universes. I enjoy things that build on each other. I don't want to say goodbye to something. I don't want to see something in 2 hours. What a great enjoyable time. I would like to see this actor now play a librarian instead. Now I want to see him race car drive. Like I'm happy for Brad Pitt and what he's going to do in F1 and Damson Idris. But I'm more interested in what Damson Idris is doing because there's 3 of those books and there's probably going to be 3 of those movies coming out in 2 years from now in January.
And that's cool, right? You can definitely prefer franchises to, isolated individual films. I think the calls for creativity though are not so much an attack on the franchise genre, but more so on the ones that are leading the industry in that genre right now. Like they aren't carrying water as leaders in their industry. They're not innovating.
Wait,
they're not
the creators. Like you talk about James Cameron, who made Terminator 1 and 2.
I'm not talking about James. We're talking about, first of all, I was mentioning DC and Marvel when I was talking about franchise, because those are the 2 franchise. If you're talking about genre films franchises, they've got the 2 biggest studios there is in those 2 respects. So if we're talking about them and we're talking about a lack of creativity, we're talking about how they are representing the genre, not as an attack on all genre films everywhere. There are some lackluster ones. There are some ones that have the biggest budgets and don't present the best quality. That's like fantastic, like Fast and Furious. I think the call is for some new franchises, like John Wick. We haven't been in John Wick universe all that long. We've only been here, 6 years or so, 6-7 years. And that's how long it took us to get to the level of popularity that it is. Can we take that time and invest it in a new property? We just got done talking about Sinners. Over the next 5 years, we could be talking about Sinners as the next budding franchise. So I think that's what people mean in terms of creativity. Give us something else to build up and be able to add and grow our interest in. And then we will add to that expanded universe. We will follow it the same way we've done DC and Marvel.
I'm with a lot of what you're saying, but when there's finite amount of dollars and you go to the movie theater, do I want to see Michael B in Sinners or Michael B in Creed?
It's time to start shifting some of that stuff away from what we see as the majors. Maybe the budget is worth shifting a little bit towards the newer stuff as opposed to the stuff that we conventionally thought was always going to work. Because how many more Marvel duds are we going to take before we say somebody else can do a version of this better?
But the Marvel dud
I saw some. No, go ahead.
The Marvel dud issue is separate. It's a matter of Kevin
I
Feige.
think it is.
Kevin Feige himself not knowing. If he puts a proper Marvel movie out, if he never committed to Thunderbolts, Brave New World, killing T'Challa, if you never committed to these things, and he gave X-Men, Spider-Man, the things that are going to be working, like you would be fine.
We keep saying that, but then we don't get to the point, right? And so if they're not going to make a change and there is no change in leadership and we keep getting the same type of productions that we've been getting, we're left with the results. And so you're at a time where you do have Avatar popping off. You do have them doing a live action Gundam series with Sydney Sweeney is going to be headlining that one.
And that's not going to be a one
Masters
and done.
of the Universe.
Right.
That's Masters of the Universe is getting a movie.
They're doing a live action Masters of the Universe. Huh.
They showed preview for it.
There's so many different things
Legend of Zelda
right now that Marvel will actually have to compete. Right? They'll actually have to do something to win audiences. And so it can't just be anymore. Oh, well, we had all this crappy stuff in our pipeline. We're ready to go now. Well, while you were unloading your crap from your pipeline, everybody else is shitting gold and you're behind. I watch Amazon TV right now before I watch anything on Disney Plus. And that's kind of crazy to say. 5 years ago, I don't think somebody would have smacked me for saying that.
Video game movies like Zelda, Mario and Sonic and Five Nights at Freddy, and now there's one called Minecraft on tomorrow.
Yep.
These movies are franchise films. And I understand, and even like The Last of Us, these video game stuff. Halo has a TV show. Does Borderlands have a movie?
I don't know. I don't think so. Oh, you know what? They did try to make a Borderlands movie with Kevin Hart and
Jack Black.
Heather Mirren and Jack Black. Yeah, I don't think that did too well.
No, I thought it did terribly.
Yeah, it did bad.
But these video game franchises are understandably being like looked at because there's a huge fan base for it. And people who are already invested in it will try. They even made a Pokemon movie, Detective Pikachu.
They're doing a God of War live action series.
Yes,
as they should.
They are.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I saw. I saw some people talking about they should, let's get away from all these superhero movies and blah, blah, blah. And let's get back to some of these movies like Troy and get back to some of these movies like Gladiator and stuff like that. Like some of those period piece movies. First of all, I'm a big fan of those. So I would love to see stuff like that again. Like Odyssey is one of my most,
that's a franchise.
Day one for the Odyssey.
Pretty hype about Odyssey.
And it's existing and it has a fan base.
Yeah, those type of films. Get back to some of those type of films. I would love to see more Odyssey type, Greek mythology. There's so many different stories that you can tell from Greek mythology that you could keep going. Like you said, franchise and keep going and going and going.
So then you're just asking for what I want and what I'm enjoying, what I'm kind of celebrating.
But I guess the only caveat is that it doesn't have to be the ones that we conventionally turn to, right? We like franchise building. We enjoy it. Just not closing the door on new ones because I do believe in the potential of Marvel end up being a second class type of product in this space. Like you can't ignore your audience that long and expect someone not to fill that void. So there will come a day where someone else supplants them in their space that they have in this genre. It just only takes interest.
I understand why Disney is doing Tron. And they're leaning on some of the other, Toy Story, some of those franchises.
Some of the go-tos. Yeah.
Shrek is rehappening after 10 years off. It's been a while.
Because what the hell else?
How to Train Your Dragon. How to Train Your Dragon.
Getting a live action. Yeah.
Yep.
And they've already announced They've already announced 2. They not only announced 2, they gave a moving pictured logo for 2 releasing June 11th, 2027. That's confidence.
I don't think 1 is out. Is 1 out?
It's not. That's what I mean. That's confidence. That is confidence. But I will say just from what I've seen of that trailer of the first one, if take notes, Disney, that's how you do a live action film. That trailer is honestly it is frame for frame the cartoon. And that's if you're going to do a live action, thank you. That's what I want you to do. I don't want you to do some remake. This would have been better if you did. No, if you're going to do a live action remake the fucking cartoon live action. And I like that they've done that with How to Train Your Dragon. So maybe that's why they got the second one, because they're like, hell, this is gonna win.
But Universal doesn't win because there was no Fast and Furious coming out this year, so they lose.
What about Steven Spielberg's new UFO film?
Yeah,
Not a franchise. That could be a deal. Yeah, Coleman Domingo, Wyatt Russell, Emily Blunt, Josh O'Connor. So that's a good cast.
It's probably be a good movie. It ends up probably being a standalone though. It doesn't sound the premise of it doesn't sound like something that's gonna really build upon itself. At least not
Here it is
immediately.
right here.
Your voice, Marcus, it just turned very
Uh-oh. My back.
Still robotic.
Hold on.
Here it is, chill. That is the Masters of Eve or Masters of the Universe that they've got. I guess they showed a trailer. The footage of the live-action Masters of the Universe movie shown at Cinemacon features all of the He-Man characters in their iconic costumes. Jared Leto appears as Skeletor, although only as a hooded figure with no face. I hope that that's not how they're doing Skeletor, though. He better have his face.
Is that what? Amazon MGM?
Who is doing this? Yeah, I think it's Amazon.
How am I going?
I think.
Right,
no, it's
yeah, you're back.
Brothers. Oh no.
Yeah, that's the only thing taking me down about this whole He-Man thing, man. Jared Leto as Skeletor. Why are we doing Morbius again, basically? Like, why? Why are we giving him another chance to be Morbius?
Yeah, they gave their. Listen to this. This is a description for Jurassic Park. Universal Pictures unveiled Jurassic World Rebirth at CinemaCon, aiming to reintroduce horror elements to the franchise. The film, directed by Gareth Edwards, starring Scarlett Johansson, Mahershala Ali, was presented with new posters and extended trailer. The trailer showcased intense action, including a fire-breathing T-Rex and a scene from Michael, whoever the original novel writer, Jurassic Park, involving the raft escape from T-Rex. The presentation included in what is this?
Hold on. What you got in Churchton's? What are we talking about? Where are we looking at? Orchestral
Performance and received enthusiastic feedback indicating high anticipation for the summer release. So it's supposed to be horror and all of that and whatever orchestral is.
Okay. Orchestral, like it's meaningful. It orchestrates the next phases. It plays a key piece.
Oh, well, fantastic. While it's playing a key piece and having all those horror elements in it, it's likely still, like I said, winning July. But I think that's going to be a really good one. All the stuff that's come out from CinemaCon.
I was already in off of Mahershala and ScarJo. You already had me. So the rest of this is just icing on the cake.
He said, Ingo said, God, I hate Jurassic Park. I can't wait for the Jurassic Comet.
Man,
I love Jurassic Park. I like Jurassic Park a lot.
So then, did Universal win CinemaCon then?
I still think Disney won CinemaCon.
You think who?
Disney?
I think Disney won CinemaCon.
Because of Avatar?
Oh, not just Avatar.
What did they reveal?
They revealed
Lilo and Stitch.
It was stuff we already seen from Lilo and Stitch. Yeah. They showed more from for Zootopia. They showed more for Fantastic Four. They showed more for Avatar. They showed. They got up and talked about Avengers stuff.
Snow White 2 is absolutely not a thing, Michael Nemo. You better quit playing.
I think Sony. I mean, you say Spider-Man, you're going to get the internet a buzz.
Yeah, a surprise Spider-Man movie. You think that all the stuff that you just named is over top of the Spider-Man movie?
I don't. But was it a surprise Spider-Man movie? Did we not all know that this was Spider-Man 4 was happening? I mean,
no, there's Spider-Man 4, and I thought the
Miles Morales.
Before I say it again, before I say it wrong, what is it?
Brand New Day is Spider-Man 4.
No, I thought that was set. Those are separate productions, right? Spider-Man 4 is going to be separate from Brand New Day.
Hold on, let me pull it up. There is. Where is it? Hold on. It's here. Maybe not. Maybe not. Let me find it. No, it's Brand New Day is supposed to be, from my understanding, is Spider-Man 4.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I must have misunderstood. I thought Brand New Day was in addition to Spider-Man 4.
They probably, whatever article you read, they probably consider a Miles Morales movie and a Spider-Man movie. That's what they said. 2 Spider-Man movies. What a surprise.
Not in 2027. Maybe if we were getting it this year.
We got a super chat just came in. Let's keep it spider related. I kill it with these edits.
Y'all like this? I know.
Damn, y'all talk about it now.
What are we talking?
Brand New Day is a fine title. It works for me. You have any complaints about the title? Beyond the Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse, whatever. I call it Spider-Verse. If they make a fourth, Spider-Verse 4. You know, I'm good with these titles. Do I like the titles? Not really. You know, you can do something more better. But when it starts off with Spider-Man, Brand New Day, then you know you're accomplishing what you need to accomplish because you're calling the movie Spider-Man first.
But that Brand New Day also obviously has very big meanings and implications to it. Those people that know and have been following my stuff on when I do the individual streams or if Q or whatever's on with me or Corey, we've talked about Spider-Man and the rumors and things for Spider-Man. Brand New Day, One More Day were always the adaptations for this film. You're just replacing Mephisto with Doctor Doom, and
which is going to make Ironheart even more irrelevant. Why is Mephisto here if he's not going to be involved in the greater MCU? So now he's just about to be taking the souls of children, of teenagers, of young people. Come on, man. Sacha Baron Cohen is going to be goofy enough as it is. If you delegitimize him to the point where like he's not out there dealing with Johnny Blaze or dealing with Spider-Man, like come on, man. Now, if you make Mephisto an agent of Doctor Doom, right? Maybe that's how he gets some of this because they're still not explaining how he's going to be getting off all of these multiversal shenanigans. We know he's an expert magician and a very talented scientist, but like we're not getting a hard explanation on how we're just floating from reality to reality. Does Mephisto have that ability? I can't necessarily put it past him. The devil, so he could probably assist in some of that, especially if you're talking about rewriting someone's life or bringing back people from the dead. You definitely want someone from the underworld, right? So I could see Mephisto being one of those slots in the Rose Gallery of villains for Doomsday.
Yeah, could be. Yeah. Whatever, and like Brother Stark said, this is going to be a bullshit setup movie for about Battle World setup movie. It's definitely going to be a Battle World film. I mean, Brand New Day. It's if it's really adapting the comic, we know that Peter went to Mephisto to get Aunt May back, and from leaks and rumors from I want to say last summer. Marissa Tomei was rumored to be back in this film anyway. And I had said then how and why she's dead. Well, if he's supposed to be getting a brand new day and getting his wishes and remember in Secret Wars, they all were supposed to have the perfect little life or whatever. He was living with Peter had the life he wanted and everything like that. So if this is supposed to be a Battle World film, this is supposed to be taking place on Battle World. Well, he's going to get his brand new day. He's going to get Aunt May back. It's not going to just be a flashback with Marissa Tomei. She's actually going to be in it because it's his brand new day. And then he's probably going to realize, oh shit, this is all false. I have to get out of this spell or whatever Doom's going to do to him. Shoots us into Secret Wars.
We'll see how it goes. I have a parting gift. It'll only take about 20 seconds. It's about Superman. There was a part in that trailer that we didn't go over.
Which part?
where he's hugging his dad, who I presume to be Jonathan Kent, or I should say. Just like sitting on a porch. He's kind of crying, looks a little bit sad. He's hugging him. Do you think James is retconning that to make it Martha passes instead of Jonathan?
Oh, do something different than Snyder?
Then Snyder. Kind of switch it up a little bit. Switch it up.
Here.
Well, he's already retconning.
Yeah, something obviously happened here that his father's very distraught about, and he's trying to console him about something.
That's
Don't
not a
see
rumor,
why.
is it?
I don't think so, but I just pointed it
Well,
out.
no, the retcon thing that is actually being retconned. That's not that came out from Cinemacon, I believe. It's not a rumor. I think I can say this.
Well, they didn't so much as confirm it. There's something in there that confirms Superman's going to be not very liked for a certain part of the film. I don't think you should go beyond that because again, it's pretty controversial if that's what they're actually doing.
So don't say it.
I wouldn't say it directly.
Okay.
You can play with it, but I wouldn't.
Okay, I'll play with it. Invincible. It's supposed to be. He's supposed to be like invincible, and do with that what you want.
Yep, sort of, kind of.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I think there are going to be OG Superman fans that are going to absolutely lose their top. But
I'm not losing my top over it, but I don't like it. That's not Kal-El.
We shall see. Yep, that's it. We'll stop talking about it.
I stopped about it. I'm not gonna say anything else.
Snyder level snapping neck change in the movie. I told it. That's what I felt out of this trailer. We want to wrap it up.
Wrap it up. Another edition.
Yeah.
Oh, we have more. I think someone gave a super chat.
Interesting.
Damn, the 17th super chat of the night. That is a record from
Appreciate y'all.
everyone from
so.
Brian Fisher, Andre Ware, Brothers Stark, Michael Nemo, Latrell, Delegato, Bradshaw, even that Chi-Town guy. Blues House donated today. Shoot. We had Kingsport Cal. Everyone who donated. Wow. The record 17. Are we touching 7? You see, we got to make more edits, bro. See if they edit. Everyone likes it. Everyone likes to send a little bit of money and then see a celebrity dance or something. Let's go to Beyonce. Stepsisters. Available on Netflix.
2040 out the trap. Hit it with the rap. Put it on the map. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
Now that's the title of a song I don't like. Okay.
Yeah.
Michael, not sure why they won't do a solo Toby Spider-Man 4 and a solo Garfield Amazing Spider-Man 3. Instead, they'll do Venom 7 and Mouth Breathers will eat it up. You're kind of right.
Give me that Garfield Amazing Spider-Man.
You can keep that Amazing Spider-Man bullshit, but
hey, stop hating.
4?
Stop hating.
First of all, I loved the original rumor that Spider-Man 4 was going to be a Spider-Man 4 for Tom and for Toby. I think that was around the time that Raimi was still under the umbrella. So that went when he went. But
so just fuck Andrew, huh?
Yeah, what you thought? Yeah, we
no.
We don't have to do it again.
No. He had the best performance out of the Spider-Man when telling his story in No Way Home. Don't tell me he didn't.
The best
when
performance?
When they were on that rooftop?
Listen real close. Say it again. Say it again, Darius. You got to listen real close to what he's saying. Say it again, Darius. Go ahead.
When they were on the rooftop in No Way Home, he had the best performance telling his story of what happened. Did he not?
So basically, what Darius is trying to tell you is that he cried the best when telling everybody.
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying.
How bad he screwed up.
No. How he's saying I went dark. I stopped pulling my punches.
I broke her back.
No, stop. That was an accident. He was trying to save her. He was really hurt. He was really hurt from that shit. That's why he went dark. And I want to see him go dark. And he said, I want to fight an alien. And he didn't get to fight an alien. He didn't get to do any of that shit.
Darius, because he's a loser.
He's not.
But are you telling me
he just
the
got
performance
dealt a bad hand?
Are you trying to say the whole movie though? Andrew had
No,
the best
hell
performance.
no,
Tom did.
hell
Okay.
no. Tom had the
No.
best performance. Hell,
He
Tom's
said-
performance when what? Yeah, go ahead, go tell what I'm telling him.
He had the best performance while telling his downfalls. Like, we got to put extra filter on it.
No,
Not he had the best performance. He had the best performance when he was talking about him.
not just that. There was other stuff that he was like Peter 1, Peter 2, Peter 3, you know, and then like just like all of it. Like, shut the fuck up, Marcus, because he had good shit in that movie.
Game is screaming Peter 3. Absolutely, he was.
It was the comedy behind it. It was the like, oh yeah, I'm just Peter 3. Like, you know, he gets the jokes too. He gets the memes. He knows that people were memeing on him.
Well, I'm glad he knows. I'm glad he knows where he is in the pecking order.
No, bro, he's definitely top 3, not 2 or 3.
He's 3.
No, he's not.
To Michael's comment, though, of course, I'd rather see one of these 2 other Spider-Man over a Venom. Yes.
Yep.
And if they're smart, Andrew Garfield is the Spider-Man in the universe where Venom and Morbius and Madam Web.
Is he? Is that a thing? That's canon?
They could change it just like that.
He should
There's
be.
Nothing
He
they
should.
could do.
Actually, I hope they don't, because that wouldn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah, why would we put Sucky and Sucky together? You need something good.
No, that's not where I was going with that. I was going with it wouldn't make sense. No, that's not where I was going. I was going with where has he been? Why is Morbius just running around doing shit? What the fuck is Venom just doing shit? And Peter's just
watch Dumb and Dumber Super Spider-Man version. Nobody wants that.
no. I encourage you to get on your whatever platform and you go watch Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2, and you dream up a 3.
Dude, where's my car? Spider-Man world. No one wants it. Okay.
That shit. I'm gonna go watch Amazing Spider-Man. I'm done. I'm gonna.
And put him in whatever universe they banished the Black Mary Jane for, so they can cast Sadie Sink as the redhead Mary Jane, and let them live happily ever after. Because you know Andrew ain't got no girl because he broke her back.
He's gonna get some. He's gonna get some type of redemption in that. And anyway, her back was supposed to get broken because in 3 we were supposed to get Mary Jane. Go look at the deleted scenes. Yeah. We were supposed to get Mary Jane, and that was supposed to be the new love connection, but they cut Andrew before he could shine.
When we deal with Andrew Garfield, we can't just break up. We got to die. When he moves on to a new relationship, you end. Not just the relationship end. You end.
No. He was dealt a really shitty hand. And he still acted his butt off in both of those. He was the wittiness of Spider-Man. He's like, you can call me late, you can call me bread, you just can't call me late for dinner. He's like, I'm Spider-Man. That shit was great. That was very comic booky Spider-Man. We don't have that shit out of Toby. Ain't getting that shit out of Toby. What are you getting out of Toby? Up and away web, fly web, Shazam. Andrew wasn't doing that stupid shit. He already knew what the fuck he needed to do. All right, in the stream.
He's the Ray of Spider-Man. He didn't need to train.
I'm done. I'm leaving. I'm leaving because that was the last disrespect on Andrew I'm taking tonight. That was the last disrespect on Andrew I'm taking tonight. No,
Andrew didn't have to fail. He didn't.
No.
At all.
You know what made me happy this week? This week, Andrew said that he has a burner Twitter. So all the love that I send him on Twitter, he sees. So I'm done. I'm out.
Make it trend. Andrew is amazing. Hashtag Andrew is amazing. Make it trend. He'll see it. And we're out. Thank you for coming.
Yes,
18 super chats. We got another one.
Another one? Another one.
Say my name, you know who I am. I'm too high. And my band about that money. Break it down.
Oh, I just rewatched that. Hilarious.
You said that's your favorite movie of all time?
It's one of my favorite movies, bro. That is the uncut version where they're she's like, but she's like, how do you do it? That movie is hilarious. I'm worried for 2, but that's a hilarious movie.
You worried for 2 because like you told me yesterday, Coming to
The
America
time.
didn't really
Yeah, it's the era, the shit you can get away with in 03. I don't know how. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
One more chill, you my ninja. Appreciate it. You guys want more of us? Well, you can get more of us.
You want more? Well, we can stay for another 2 hours. We good?
No, I was gonna say we all have channels where you can listen to us all. Okay, on my channel, Chillmonger. I got this video with Marcus, and Darius was supposed to be in it, but he's not in it. Well, covering the real Spider-Man and Nancy. And if you want to see that documentary and see me and Marcus take it dead ass seriously, go check.
Well, he didn't. He asked me. He asked me at like 11 o'clock last night. By the way, so.
No, I'm talking about the time I asked you a question.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, that one. Don't defend yourself.
My fault.
Same thing he did right now. He started defending himself. He was like, "No, you actually didn't respond at all."
Well, you can see me and Marcus participate in this epic Black representation extravaganza, 19 minutes of greatness, and that's on my channel. Marcus, what you doing on Back of the Bus?
Man, we will be there again this Saturday live at 4:00. Josh will be back in town. Tune in, catch us live, or catch us on the replay during the week.
It's getting late because you said Saturday, not Sunday.
Did I? It is very late. Sunday at 4:30. Sorry.
Is Darius going live anytime this week?
I'm supposed to be, actually. Yeah, I've gotten some things together behind the scenes. Chill can actually attest to that. He has known that I've been working on some things behind the scenes, and he has been helping me with it. Shout out to Chill. So, possibly so. Raymond, not tonight. Not tonight.
Now you gotta
not tonight.
So he definitely about to hit y'all with that tweet tomorrow afternoon. Like, unfortunately, and planning for next week. I'm not.
No, I didn't. Not tomorrow. Don't expect me tomorrow. Don't expect me tomorrow. Next week, Monday. Oh, sorry. I'm having a minor surgery Monday. It won't be Monday. It won't be Monday. This is my first time ever going under the knife. So please keep me in your prayers. I am not wanting to do this, but I have to. So minor surgery Monday. So it won't be Monday either, but it should be this coming week. I'm back.
Honestly.
Hope you do well.
Yeah. Focus on that surgery. We're good. If you don't do the stream this week, we'll give you that. Okay?
No, it's minor. It's nothing that's gonna have me out for. It shouldn't. I don't.
Are they telling you not to eat for 24 hours beforehand?
Yes.
Yeah, it's not minor. Take it seriously.
Oh, is that like a serious thing if you don't eat before? See, I've never. Don't scare me. I've never been. I've never broken shit.
When they put you under, when you go through anesthesia.
Yeah, I think so. They told me before when I spaded and neutered my cat, don't feed them before planning
anesthesics.
Yeah, I'll be all doped up. So, but yeah, so not Monday. Sorry. So I don't want to tell you Monday, and then Raymond's like, "Oh, you lied." It'll be next week for sure.
That's
with a new co-host to add to the trio, by the way.
Not Q or Corey?
Q and Corey will be there, but it'll be with it'll be four of us back on the screen.
Nice.
So
need more?
Yeah.
I don't know. Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah. Find out on the next episode. Will our hero survive? Will Darius go live? Find out next week on Dragon Ball Z.
Hey, I've been watching.
You were saying?
I just said I was just saying I actually watched Dragon Ball. That's an anime, so it counts.
Nah, bro, we had a way better outro when you didn't say something. You could have left it out.
Okay, my fault. Just.
No, we're not.
Cue
still
Josh.
Done. We're done. It's not Bo DeMeo either. No, we're.
No.
Guys, go watch my video. Go to my channel, everyone. Okay.
He just posted a picture the other day that disturbed me on Twitter. So
I saw it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit end stream if we don't get up out of here.
Hey, I've been watching y'all every single time on Thursday and Friday because I swear to God, y'all switch up every now and then. But rock out. I'm fucking with it. I'm out.
Thank you, Josh.
Appreciate it.
I know.